Yeah, yeah. UPK shit, man. One West. Hey. I'm a UPK nigga, I'm stuck in my ways. That's on them, letting cowards fill up they ranks. Goddamn, lost tribes got them following waves. Loyalty a lifestyle, nigga, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm a saint, no New Orleans, it's going up. Next spot, we at the B&B. I'm turned up, I'll pull up in the SRT. Burn a rubber, hey, UPK shit. Look, met her at the club, told her pull up to the lobby. She know I'm in the coat, we're all black, no Illuminati. This my other half shit, I can't move without it. These my motherfucking brothers, yeah, what I'm gonna do without them, yeah. If it's beef, I can't wait to sink my teeth in. Niggas going overboard, they off the deep end. Why you tripping off that hoe? That's some weak shit. Told him put me in the game cause I love defense. Yeah, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Yeah, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, and she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Hey, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, and she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, I ain't gotta settle, I got options, ma. No, I stand on business, my name not Tazar. I'll pop you with this pocket rock. Feed a nigga shells like a taco truck. Hey, this bitch got sound effects, it go pew pew pew. I ain't tripping on no drink, got bottles in a room. I'm in Durham, North Carolina, bitch, it's 12 a.m. Look at them, they ain't none of us and we ain't them. I told him put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Hey, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Hey, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, she say she find me interesting. Want me to call, yeah, yeah. UPK shit, man, you already know what it is. It's the 55th annual Passover, man, turn up. We gon' do this shit the UPK way, not the other way. You hear me? Yeah, yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Hold on, let me make sure I got my shit right.
Oh man, it's not TV, man. We're doing it big out here once again, man. I.S.U.P.K and the Commander General Yahanna, man.
You heard about the mission to Acuna. This is the mission to Kensington.
The mission to K&A. we out here in Kensington, Allegheny. You know, it's a notorious spot in the city of Philadelphia. A lot of drug addiction, a lot of homelessness, a lot of poverty in the city of Philadelphia. It's famous, you know, across the world at this point. Y'all caught me eating some of this amazing food that these sisters done put together, man. Under Commanding General Yahanna, we got some amazing spirits in this school, man. Raised up right, you know what I mean, to come out here to the hood, the gutter, and man, and we gonna do this work wherever we go. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? The water to Commanding General Yahanna, putting that work in, and raising up brothers and sisters like this, man. You know what I mean? We coming to every major city, man. Every city where One West at, we gonna try to do these hot food drives. You know what I mean? Like here to support the people that's in need. That's what the school, that's what we all about. And when it come down to it, we are here to help the people that are impoverished, destroyed, people at the bottom. Everything we do, that's what we do it for. Everything we say, even though it may seem hateful, even though it may seem crazy and outlandish, everything we do is for the people at the bottom. That's what we
don't know how they made my day, man. It's the food, the blessing, man. They put their foot onto that meal, man.
That's what's up, man. We appreciate you, man.
Hey, this is one of the best meals I ever had down here, man. By far. Hey, man, that's the love, man. I just show that they're trying to get back to the people, man. Let people know people care, man. That's what's up, man. Y'all continue up the hard work, man. For real. It's noticed, man.
We appreciate that, bro. We appreciate that,
man. No, man. People appreciate y'all, man.
Right.
For real. Giving a lot of people hope, and whereas so a lot of people don't have hope, man. That's what it's about, man.
So, you know, it's a beautiful day today. The sisters came out from New Jersey, Delaware, Philadelphia, came out to support the event.
That's that good old curry.
soup I made. You gotta taste it.
It's the sister's choice to do this, man. They hearts. Their hearts is huge. And people think our sisters is locked up or something. Like we got them locked in cages. No. Our sisters out here, they giving back just like us. They willing to work for the Most High just like us.
Hey, and guess what?
Good, man.
We're still protecting them. Come on now.
Yes, sir.
Tighten up. That's what we do, man. I.S.U.P.K. I'm the commander general.
God, sir.
We feed the community, man. Get in line, get with us. This is what we do. All the brothers is here. The sisters is doing an amazing job. We out in Kensington and Allegheny. If you know anything about that, you know we out here. We don't care. We feed Israel.
Lit is not the word for it. We are so happy and thankful and grateful for y'all guys allowing us to do this for the I.S.U.P.K. and for our family and friends out here. We up in K&A. They got Gia up in K&A.
In the belly of the beast, man. We up here in Kensington doing what we was raised to do, doing what we bred to do, and that's to show brotherhood. You see what I'm saying? And the sisters, it's not about us. It's about the sisters, man. The sisters is doing a great job out here. You know, and this is how the Lord get his glory. Right here.
They put their foot into it. Ain't nothing but love.
Yeah.
Food, can't even explain it.
Most High Christ.
I'm trying to do it for you more often, okay? All for you, Hebrew.
Hey,
For you,
hey, thank you. Hey, anytime, hey, I already know. This right here, wow.
Shout out to Knock, man, making history. You know what I mean? He only got like 2 to 3 subscribers, but man, make sure you subscribe to Knock TV, man. Hit that notification bell, like, share, and subscribe to this content, man. We got Nabar real with Nabar, man. Say something to the camera, bro.
No, he gonna send it to me. I want that. I need that.
U.P.K. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
We good to go? Yahanna shot like a thumb. I was shout to all the brothers and sisters. The Captain Meshach in DC for the scripture breakdown class. Any questions you all have, just raise your hand. If you're in the room, just raise your hand. If you're online, just type the questions in. We're going to get to any question that you have. Any question at all, it doesn't matter. We'll give you the answer as best as we can from the Bible and what the Lord said. You know, the answer to those questions are anything you're wondering about, anything you're unsure about. We good to go?
Awesome.
You're sure? So everybody put their phones on vibrate or mute, all right? Don't turn them off, but at least vibrate. So, you know what I mean? You can still get your notifications, but you ain't had to disrupt the class. Take a look, see what's going on there. All right, so tonight, we definitely want to get into Kamala Harris, right? Because this week, everybody up in a stink over what Janet Jackson said. You all heard what Janet Jackson said?
Nah.
Break it down. You didn't hear? Sis didn't hear about it. Somebody break it down for her.
I ain't about to.
No sweat. Bukwash passing back for Bukwash.
So Janet Jackson has said something about Kamala Harris. Her father is like she's not black, essentially.
Right. Yeah, she said she's not black, right? You all know, everybody know who Kamala Harris is. What she's being pushed as is what? Black, but go ahead, sis. Well, okay, that's what they're saying she is. I'm saying what she's being pushed as is they're pushing her to be the next president of America, which is the president of the world. That's what the president of America is because of America's power. America is really the top of the world. Every decision for any government in the world gets made right down there on 16th Street. It doesn't matter whether it's Israel, whether it's Palestine, whether it's South Africa, whether it's Kenya, whether it's Russia. Any world decision gets made in the capital, in the U.S. capital. The DC is the most powerful country in the face of the earth, powerful city, in the face of the earth. America is, again, the most powerful country. So Kamala Harris or Trump becoming the president of America is really you, the president of the world. You run the world now. So it's a tremendous amount of power. So now on the back of it, and again, if you have any other questions that's off the topic, just raise your hand so I'll know. And of course, if any online, just type them in. You'll keep your eye on the chat, please. All right. So they we have win election year. This is an election year 2024. We're looking at what? November to go into the polls to choose between originally two white men, right? Biden and Trump. Originally. Now, America over the past, I would say 20, maybe 25 years has been going through, what's the best way to describe it? It's a challenge of white supremacy, right? White supremacy is a very white male oriented and dominated system. It doesn't include anybody else, any other race or any other gender. Right? White supremacy is primarily white male power, right? That's primarily what it is. And of course, after that, because white men, majority would go with white women get a benefit from the power. And then whichever other heathen nation they choose up under them to serve under them. That's how the power structure would run. Over the last 25 years or so in America, probably even longer, you could probably take it back to the 50s and the 60s with the civil rights movement. America has been going through a challenge to their white supremacy or their natural, what they think is their natural born given right to rule from a white male perspective, right? That's what's been happening. And Trump, after Obama was like a climax of that challenge, right? From 2008 to, well, how did he rule? 2008 to 2016, right? He had 8 years. Obama was the climax of that challenge, meaning all before it was pure blue blood, blue-eyed, blonde hair, white men, quintessential. I'm talking about. That's that's the ideal, a white man born and raised and real white from a white area. Barack Obama represented the pushback against white supremacy, and that was the climax of it. They tried in the past to have a black president with Jesse Jackson. That never worked, right? You had other people challenging for it, and it never worked. Barack Obama was, quote unquote, that black president that everybody wanted to have, and they wanted to have a black president primarily to challenge white supremacy. That's what everybody who voted that's what everyone's mind was at, right? You all following me so far? Could that be, considered the truth? Damn near. When Obama ran in 2008, everybody was voting Obama. Hope and change. Why hope? Because he was hoping for a new regime. He was hoping for some black power, no more white power. And change because he wanted to see the change. He wanted to see black power and not white power. That's what Obama ran on. He ran on the whole race ticket, whether you want to believe it or not, no matter what they say. Obama ran on the backs of white supremacy and the black American experience of slavery. He used that to mobilize the masses to vote for him. Even white people who voted for Obama voted because they was tired of white supremacy. And the white people who vote Democrat usually are liberals, LGBTQ, pro-abortion, people who tired of the straight up, stiff-necked white Republican. And that white Republican spirit is that white supremacist spirit. White people who go against that they call liberal are really the kind of hippie type of, LGBTQ type, can't we all just get along? That's who votes for the Democrats and Obama. So now Obama was the climax of that challenge to white supremacy. After Obama, who became president of America?
Trump.
What does Trump represent?
White power.
Straight up and down white supremacy. And to go from one extreme to the next, it lets you know America was tired of the pushback. It was tired of it. White people, they had it. Y'all, everybody, I can't say y'all, I don't know how y'all vote. I don't care. It doesn't matter if you voted for Obama before. But white America was angry that black America and white liberals forced them to look at this nigger face in our office for 8 years. Obama, of course, is not black. He's an African. But just him being in there, it was like it was a serious disrespect to white supremacy. So they came fully out in support of Trump. And who was running against Trump at that time? Who remembers? Hillary Clinton on the Democratic tape, but she was a white woman. So America was faced with a choice of what? A white supremacist or a woman. A white woman, but a woman. It was obvious what was going to happen. She lost. She couldn't even take it. She got sick down here, disappeared for 2 months. I don't know if you all remember. She didn't even come for the, what is called it, when they lose. Somebody has to come and say something. Hold on. I'm in class now. What is they call it when the other candidate loses? Go ahead.
Is it called the concession speech?
Something like that, right? Where the other candidate has to come out and give a speech, losing gracefully. She couldn't even do it. She was so sick because they thought that they could have continued on Obama's tip, which was representing a change. What you have to realize is this country was built on good old slavery and white supremacy. They killed to the millions for this country, shed blood, bathed the damn land with the blood of the native Indians, fought the British, ate their horses in Delaware. The white man sacrificed tremendously for this country, and he is not letting that shit go. I don't care how you vote. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care what the policies are. A vote is not going to outdo 200 and something years of violence. It's not going to do it. It's crazy. It's like saying you're going to build a structure with brick and mortar and a good foundation, and then somebody comes with a house of cards and somehow it's supposed to rival the house with brick and mortar. It's just not going to happen. A vote didn't build America. Straight up and down warfare built America. Blood, sweat, and tears. That's what built America. So now if you vote and thinking it's going to change something, it's not going to change anything. So now we have at a crossroads again. You have two white men, one representing white liberals, one representing white supremacy, which is the Republican side. Really, they're both white supremacists. The difference between them both is like this. It's like anybody have dogs or pets? You have dogs and pets, right? Yeah, what do you have, sis? Dog, right? Pit bull. Proud of the pit bull. I hear you. Yes. Do you let the dog sleep on the bed? Yeah. What do you have, brother?
Pit.
Do you let the dog sleep on the bed?
No.
That's two different types of owners. Both of you all love dogs. There's somebody who lets the dog into the house with them, sit on the couch, sleep on the bed, probably bathe in the bathtub. Then there's another person love the dog, but there's a place for the dog outside. He gonna bathe by the spigot out there with the hose, and he gonna eat in that little pan outside. You're not gonna, if you come in here, you come in for 2 seconds and you go back out. But both people love dogs. That's a Republican and a Democrat. The Republican keeps the dog outside, keeps the slave. The Democrat lets the dog come in. Is the dog equal to the owner in any case? No. That's your Republican and your Democrats. If you ever wondered what's the difference, there's really no difference. It's just one treats the slave as just a little bit different than the other. Not even better, just different. You get the point? So that's what you're looking at now with Biden and Trump. Biden, of course, is very old, starting to go senile, and they know they couldn't fight Trump with that type of thing because Trump is coming back with that straight up American spirit, that bald eagle. You get the point? He coming back with that white supremacist, couldn't stand up to Biden. So the next best thing is to put a vagina on Obama and let him run again. And that's Kamala Harris. That's your whole Kamala Harris campaign right there. She's supposed to be black. She has brown skin. And visually, the optics of it, it makes it look like this is one of our people. I think she went to Howard, right or wrong?
Okay.
She went to Howard, black, HBCU, right? HBCU, so she's one of us. She talk about collard greens and pepper. Go ahead.
And she's in one of them black sororities.
She's in one of them black sororities, one of them ski-wee, cool, whatever shit they like to say. Right? She's one of them things. And she's a black woman who was a prosecutor, state prosecutor, state's attorney, right? So she wielded a ton of power, which would appeal very heavily, especially to women and especially to black women. Now, if you know anything about the history of America, most difficult things they want to get passed, or when I say pass, like push through Congress, push through the public, get the public to accept it, they get black people to be the pioneers, to be the driving force. They get black people to talk about it. That's how they got Obama in office. That's how the feminist movement was able to get women's liberation to be a huge success. They incorporated black women because black people, black and Hispanic people, we are able to command a certain amount of sympathy from everybody. Everybody listens when somebody black gets up and speak, which is why they always try to incorporate that black face, that black aspect in anything they're doing. That's why Trump had who as his every speech Trump did when he was doing that 2016 campaign, who was right by his side? Who knows? Try and remember. Shapat, you have the mic? Nope. Go ahead. Y'all don't remember? Y'all don't remember Omarosa? Y'all don't remember her. Y'all do not remember Omarosa. Pull up a picture of Omarosa, brother. If you have your phones, Google Omarosa. He had Omarosa right by his side as black credibility. Right? You're supposed to remember Omarosa. Later on, of course, she fell out with him because he didn't need her no more. All right? But they always use that black face to get whatever it is they need. That's what Kamala Harris is. Right? So Janet Jackson said recently, she's just realizing Kamala Harris is not black. Omarosa, you remember that? You see it now? Omarosa, I think she's former Howard. She's, she have a little prestige. She rolled with Trump through everything and would campaign and talk for Trump a whole lot. Try to dispel black people's suspicion of him. And once he got in, there was no more room for her. There was nothing really that, she needed to do any further. You get the point? So now Kamala Harris is in there and has everybody thinking this is a black woman. We need to support her, especially black women. Women have a natural, somehow women always link up over tragedy, just naturally. Y'all don't have to know each other. You'll just immediately feel connected. The night when they announced Kamala Harris was taking over for Biden, somebody look up how much money she raised in 24 hours. Go ahead.
It's like, sir, there's a question online whenever you're ready.
Is it on topic or something else?
Or something else.
Let me just hear it.
Khan, Austin the one Yala says, Shalom Adawan, can I get a breakdown on Ephesians 2, 8 through 9?
No sweat. We're going to get Ephesians 2, 8 through 9, all right? All right, how much money did Kamala Harris raise up? Within 24 hours, I believe. Who have it? Oh, shit! You're shocked. You couldn't believe it, right?
Concert.
Come on.
Well, I have a few numbers, but
I'm coming to you.
It says Kamala Harris smashes fundraising record with stunning $81 million haul over 24 hours.
$81 million. And majority came from black women, black and Latino women. Majority, and businesses. Majority. In 24 hours of her just announcing $81 million. Do you think they would have given a white woman that amount of money? Probably not. Not that quick anyway. Go ahead.
And then 24 hours after the Trump debate, she raised another $47 million.
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead, brother. Here, I think you want to.
Oh, no, I was going to say the 81.
81 million.
And then in the month of August, she raised 300 million.
Damn. 300 million? Good night, brother. It's rough. And all because she's posing as a black woman. So now Janet Jackson came and said, I just realized Kamala Harris is not black. Right? So now, of course, Kamala Harris came on the scene saying she's Jamaican, saying she's Indian, saying she's black. Right? There's interviews with reporters saying, well, how does it feel to be the first Asian or Indian person in politics? And she answered. She didn't deny she was Indian. Now they're saying she's black. She's neither. Right? Kamala Harris is a stone cold white woman. And we're going to get the proof of it tonight according to God. Right? Janet Jackson was absolutely right about her. Kamala Harris isn't black. She's a white woman. Now, of course, it doesn't even matter what she is because he shouldn't even be voting, trying to trust in this place anyway. There's another way. There's another way through to power than joining the system and joining America, right? Let's get numbers 1 and 1 first. Bukwash, do me a favor. The questions, just write them down so after we could get to them because I don't want you to miss any of them, all right?
Okay.
Please. Or Shapad, you want to say anything online too?
Not really, sir.
No, really? No, sir.
Come. Book of Numbers.
Hold on. You could just pass it down. Just pass it down to the brother. He going.
The what? Book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation on the first day of the second month, in the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying. Hold on. You need some help finding it? No, don't sweat. After you was looking at me a little bit lost.
I was just listening.
Okay, it's fine. It's in. If you wanted to follow along, it's in the book of Numbers, chapter 1. If you're not sure where it is, just go to the contents, the table of contents. You could find the book of Numbers. Does the brother up here need a Bible? You need one, brother?
Oh no.
No, so it's up to y'all. However y'all want to do. Whatever questions y'all have, let me know. All right. Go ahead, priest.
So verse 2.
You can start it over from the top, all right?
The book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 1.
Go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, in the tabernacle of the congregation on the first day of the second month, in the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying.
So this is the second month of the second year, right? After they came out of Egypt, right? Coming out of Egypt is known to the Israelites as what? The Passover. Okay. The Lord said that first month coming out of Egypt would be the beginning of months for you. That's in the book of Exodus. He said, let this be the beginning of months. Passover is in around the springtime. Spring biblically is the new year. The new year is not January 1st. It's not in the dead of winter. Everything is dead.
Right.
New year is springtime and everything is brand new. The Lord said that's going to be the beginning of months. So 2 years after that, in the second month, Moses came and made this announcement to the children of Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel.
Right. He said, take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel. What is Moses doing here? They do it they do it today. Down there every year they do it. Taking a census. Like how they walk around and get the form and how much people live here. Who's older, who's over 50, who's under. They take a census. Moses is asking them to take a census of everybody in Israel. Go ahead.
After their families, by the house of their fathers.
By what?
The house of their fathers.
By what?
The house of their fathers.
So Moses wanted a census of Israel by their families, from the house of their fathers. This is very important. Because biblically, who your father is matter to the Lord. And it's simple. It's simple as simple biology, right? You all two have pit bulls. right? What kind of pit bull you have?
A blue pit.
Blue pit. I don't know what it is. Blue nose or blue skin? What it is?
No, it's just called. It's like grayish.
It's like grayish. A blue pit bull. What kind of pit bull you have, sis? Red nose pit bull, right? Now, when you went to buy your pit bull, how do you know it's 100% pure red nose? Like, what steps you take? Run the mic to the sister.
Come.
What steps you took? That's just so they can hear better online.
Well, I didn't buy mine.
Okay.
It was given to me.
No problem. Well, all right. I'll understand that.
So I took it to the doctors.
You took it to me?
And they did a
full check on them?
Yeah, but it's a blood thing they do to see whether they pure or what lines they have in.
Okay, and you took it to the vet
mm-hmm.
to make sure it was pure.
Mm-hmm.
So it mattered to you that this was a pure red nose because you took it. You can't run back and down.
Yeah, I guess it did, but it really. Yeah, I mean,
you can't walk back and
it
down.
was something I was just curious about.
No, it mattered to you. It mattered.
Okay, it mattered.
So that's definitely what I want. Let me hear from the brother here. All right. So the
papers from the father.
Your own was a blue nose, right?
Yeah, a blue.
So what did you do to go about establishing this was a blue pit bull?
I got the paperwork from the person that gave it to me of the father of the dog that I have.
You had to get the paperwork of the father of that dog.
Right.
Why does it matter the father of the dog? And why does it matter if it's 100% red nose?
Because you want a purebred.
Why?
To make sure it's all pit, or to make sure it's all one lineage from the dog that you want.
I get you, but why? Why does it matter?
Because you don't want a mutt.
Because you don't want. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted.
Right.
You wanted a blue. You wanted a red nose, and you wanted to make sure you got what you wanted. Mm-hmm. The Lord wants Israel, and just like you went to make sure this blue pit bull father was blue, the Lord wants your father to be Israel. You get the point? That's the only way he accepts you. The Christian church done lie to you and told you if you could believe, and you could believe you Chinese all you want. You'll never be a Chinaman. You'll never get Chinese citizens. You can't go across there and be one of them. You can eat rice all day and drink sake all you want. You'll never be a Chinese man because you're not born. Your father is not a Chinaman. You get the point? For you to be an Israelite, your father has to be an Israelite. You have to come from him. Why? Because men carry seed. Women do not carry seed. You understand? Women carry egg. Egg is like the land you would plant seed into. Like a farmer goes and digs the ground, gets it ready, and puts the seed in there, covers it up, and begins to nurture around and make sure nothing get down in there and fertilize it and let that thing to grow. It's the same process with a man and a woman. It goes into a woman, plants the seed, it stays there for a time. After 9 months, she brings back his child to him. The children come from you. They're alive. The seed is alive. The egg isn't, which is why every month a sister has a menstrual cycle and she gets rid of that thing that's not alive. It's like a house. Imagine you building a house for somebody every month. That's what goes on in a woman's body. It's a house you're building every month to house this what? Seed. At the end of the month, no seed. Get rid of the house. Let's start again. Start build. That's what's going on with her every month from the time she's about 12, 13 till, I don't know, just somewhere around 50. And that's every month. That's what happens. Because she's preparing to receive the seed that comes from the father. That child is whatever the father is. You are your father's child. Your mother contributes to other things, other genetic things, and some of the physical attributes you may have. But your mother does not dictate your nationality. Your mother does not dictate your race. That comes from your father. You get the point? That seed that comes out, that comes from the man. And that's how we know who is who. All right, let me get Keep reading from verse 3. Whoever was reading.
Kamikaze.
You just pass it over to him, you know, so to one. Unless either one of you all wanted to read. Go ahead, brother. You had a question?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Press down on it.
No, you ain't got to press. Just hold it and just speak.
Have a couple actually.
Come on with it.
Okay. I've been in the know for a long time, but I never got in depth enough. So that's why I'm here.
No sweat.
I'm glad. Now,
should probably give me a little bit on this here. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
My two questions. First question that I have is, I 100% agree with what you're saying.
Okay.
I've known for a long time that's the case, but not enough study into it, which is why I'm here.
No sweat. Take your time. Come on with it.
With that being said, with so much swirling going on and the interracial agenda being pushed very hard on, I guess I would say on Black people, or the Negroes here in America. It becomes confusing because I would be asking, Hicks a lot of questions about it too. But my first question would be, if that's the case, because there's different teaching philosophies. I was told that in order to be an Israelite, that the father is and the mother are supposed to be of one of the 12 tribes.
Right.
Preferably the same tribe. I know we're Judah, scattered to the four corners of the earth. That definitely is us. With that being said, if you're with a white woman or non-Black, it doesn't even have to be white, just non-Black. The father, he's an Israelite.
Okay.
But the mother isn't. But because the father is Israel, is that mixing? Because I know the Most High doesn't want us. From what I'm taught, they don't want us laying. They don't really want us laying with someone that's not of Israel,
right?
Especially, the whites, Edomites. So that being said, since the interracial agenda is so heavily pushed, and there's a lot of mixed kids who will even get pushback,
right?
As the time's going to come where the covenant is. I think things are moving in place right now, personally,
right?
From what I'm seeing,
I got you.
So that the covenant is coming to us. There's going to be people wanting to. They know people know they didn't want to get because I really truly believe that the powers that be, the powers of white supremacy, know exactly who we are. They've always known, which is one of the reasons why they do what they do to us.
That's right.
My initial question again would be, if you're with someone who's non-Black, are they Israel? Even though the father is
the child Israel.
Yeah, the child Israel.
The child is
Israel.
Once again, the seed is Israel. Get the point?
Okay.
Now, to your question, to give you more context, the Lord does not want us having sex with these heathens.
Right.
Right? And conversely, for a sister, if a sister has a heathen husband, that child is not an Israelite, because the seed comes from a heathen man. You are an Israelite, the child isn't. You understand? You with me? So in that case, you could serve the Lord. You could come to Passover, the child and the father can't. If you're a brother and you have a heathen wife, some Chinese, some Japanese, some old, Mongolian, whatever, you make a child. That child is an Israelite. That child is your seed. You and the child could come to Passover, the children. The mother can't. Now, ideally, the Lord does not want us marrying these heathens for that same reason. He doesn't want a sister marrying a heathen because she can't continue Israel. She could continue another man's seed. You get the point? Simply because the woman is like land. She's like land, which is why old school hip hop artists would call their woman the old earth, and they would call the children seed. You would hear it a lot with the old school hip hop like KRS-One, Wu-Tang, Rakim, my old earth. Raise up my seed, because it's that same thing. Now, the Lord doesn't want us to marry them because, again, you go to a car dealership, you tell them you want this BMW. It says BMW on the front, you open it's a Toyota on the inside. You're going to be mad as hell, right? Because you ain't paying $100,000 for no $15,000 car. The Lord doesn't want us mixing because of that. He doesn't want that. He wants it straight. This is Israel. You're an Israelite. However, even if your father sinned ignorantly, he didn't know he sinned. You get the point? He didn't know. He didn't understand because he grew up here. He grew up in the Christian church or the mosque or whatever else. He grew up somewhere where he didn't know he was not supposed to touch these heathens. Even though that's what happened, you're still an Israelite. You still an Israelite. The covenant still belongs to you. You understand? You following?
Yeah.
So you're still an Israelite. So whatever it is, people are going to come and we'll know. In here, we always ask, who's your father? You tell brothers, ask that woman who's her father. Go meet her father. Even if she don't talk to the father, you go meet her. You go check the whole thing out. You understand? So whatever the seed is, that seed is still an Israelite, regardless of what it looks like. Right? There's a basketball, I always use this as an example. There's a basketball player called Blake Griffin. Anybody know him? Mm-hmm. Blake Griffin looks like a white boy. His son looks like a pure white boy, like Justin Bieber. Blake Griffin's father looked like any one of y'all here. His Blake Griffin's father married a white woman, made Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin married a white woman, made that boy, and that boy looked white as snow. That boy's an Israelite. Bob Marley is a devil because his father is a white man. His mother is black. So it doesn't really matter what you look like. It matters the seed. It matters what, where you come from. Again, the paperwork. Same thing with the blue pit bull or the red nose. It matters where you come from. Your father matters. But America teaches, and America gets this teaching from Rome and Egypt, that a father does not matter. A father never matters. It's all about mommy. Even in today's so-called, what's that thing? The 23andMe and the Ancestry.com, they trace you back on supposedly on your mother's side. They give you your maternal lineage. They don't never give you your paternal lineage. They always go on your mother. Even the presidents, they say they go on the mother. They don't never talk about Barack Obama's father. You remember that? They always show him with that white woman in Hawaii. Always. They never show him in a hut with some old ugly African in Kenya. Never. They never ever do that because they discount the father. When the father is what the Lord said matters. And this is not a disrespect to women, but when it comes to who is his, just like that pit bull matter to you, he matters, you matter to him, and he needs to see who the hell your father is. You get the point? He needs to see who your father is. In Israel, when you come before the priest, they would draw a sword and ask you to state your pedigree. And if you come in that temple and you a heathen, you getting put to death on the spot because you ain't supposed to be in here. That's in the Bible. You have to state your pedigree. You have to say who your father is. You come up to them to that temple and you come up to the priest. They all draw the sword, state your pedigree, and you have to run it down. And if you cannot run it down, brother, it's going to be a problem for you. You understand? Like your father really matters in Israel. According to God, who your father is matters. But this kingdom teaches you that your father doesn't matter. What's the number one tool they use to teach that fathers don't matter? Same brother. What's the number one tool that this kingdom or this empire uses to teach you or teach us that your father doesn't matter?
Salaki, sir.
1 second. Hold on. Let me get the brother right here a shot.
Kawaka.
That's right.
Number one tool.
Really, it's the only tool.
Media?
Something else. Brother.
Not sure.
Not sure. Sis? No sweat. Cause that?
The quote unquote immaculate conception.
The immaculate conception. That's the number one tool. You learn it from a child.
Yeah.
And you don't know how you internalize it. Sis, what does immaculate mean? You all have slaveries, right? You all go to slaveries. You all have some kind of quarters that you maintain, whether it's a desk, an office, a room. If your supervisor says, I want this place immaculate, what does that mean?
Clean.
Clean.
Yeah.
So they're teaching you that Christ was born from a clean conception that didn't involve no man. That's what they teach Immaculate Conception is. That Mary conceived of the Holy Spirit. That's why she was a virgin. Nobody ever touched her. So she clean. So all the sex you having with a man is what? Dirty. Which is why your daddy ain't shit. You're ugly like your daddy. Your daddy need to pay this child support. Go and then talk to your daddy. But mommy, goddamn. Mommy gets, some woman just tried to blow her daughter's head off yesterday. And I don't understand how she even alive. You all didn't hear about this, right? This happened in Seat Pleasant yesterday around 6 o'clock. Little girl come home, going in the house. She and the mother getting some argument. Now, of course, being in the Truth and the Command Journey, Yahanna, I already know what the argument is about. The little girl probably starting to develop physically and starting to look better than the mother. And the mother hates the child for it because the mother is not with the child's father anymore. So now that's her new competition for men. More than likely, that's what they're arguing of. Anyway, she gets in the house. They start arguing. The report says the little girl went down the stairs. And then, boom, gunshot blew the girl neck off. Blew the girl neck through. But shot her in the neck from behind. I guarantee you she was aiming at her head. Then the girl ain't die. She goes downstairs and tells the girl, tell the police somebody broke into the house. It was a home invasion, and that's how she got shot. If that was a man, he would be in jail with a black eye, and they would be vilifying him on the news. You would hear about when he shoplifted when he was 5 years old, and he had a long rap sheet, and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. And you ain't really hearing too much about what's going on with the mother. You all didn't even hear about the damn story. You all didn't even hear about it. And let me tell you how much power this kingdom gives women. This is not your fault. I'm just saying this so you can recognize the game. This broad is so confident. She calls the father from the police station or on the way to the hospital, somewhere between the house and the jail, and tells the father, if the girl don't make no statements or show up in court, the charges will just go away. Keep that in mind. Now, the father had to contain himself now because his child is in critical condition. They say if she makes it through, she's going to have to go through a series of reconstructive surgeries. But the quote was she's in screeching pain right now. So all the painkillers they're giving her, that shit don't even matter. She should shot her in the damn neck. Go ahead.
So like I said, it's two things. There's a question. If I could. There's a question pertaining to what you're talking about now. Mm-hmm. And then our Roger says, Salaga said the mother blamed it on a homeless man.
That's what she was planning to do. But the little girl, thank the Lord, did not go along with the shit. When the police came, I think the girl said it. The girl said it, and the cops who showed up knew something was wrong. And they immediately started looking for stuff. They looked at the damn surveillance tape and watched from the time the girl got into the house. They saw the girl walking down the street. She dragged the damn, the big bins, the trash bins, back to the back of the house, walked in the house. And they said they watched from that time up until the call, and nobody came in the house. That's the first sign the mother was lying. Then the mother's story started to change. You get the point? Like, the reason the mother feels so comfortable to do that is because this place is very woman-oriented. This place gives women a ton of power. If you get a woman pregnant, if she keeps the child, you have to pay child support whether you stay with her or not. And if you don't pay child support, you go away to jail. Meanwhile, if she don't want the child, what could she do? Anybody.
Abortion.
She could have an abortion, which is murder. And the state will pay for it. This place gives women a ton of power. This place is really the opposite of what the Lord wants. It's the absolute opposite. If you ever see it, if you understand what's going on here, this is the opposite of how the Lord wants this place to be. The exact opposite. It's like day and night. You look at what's going on, you know, okay, what's going on here is not what the Lord wants. It's absolutely not. So now you take it all the way, you roll it all the way back. Your first They tell you about Christ. They tell you he's a white boy when Christ is black. Then they tell you he's the greatest man to ever walk the face of the earth, but he was born without a father, without a man having dirty, nasty sex with a woman. The Bible says Joseph had sex with Mary. That's what the Bible says. The Bible says Joseph went in there and had sex with Mary and she conceived. First time. Give Joseph a hand. Knock that thing out the park. And Mary loved it. Mary liked it and loved it. And after she made Christ, guess what Mary went and do? Because she liked it so much. She went and had more. Christ had brothers and sisters. She went in there and get that holy rod again. Because a man matters. That your father matters. It matters to the Lord who you are. Now to this place it doesn't. Which is why Kamala Harris could say she black today and Indian tomorrow. And the minute she get elected, she'll reveal her white side. She'll tell you, yeah, I'm white. It's fine. Go ahead.
Khan. This question is from Mana Ima. It says, Salagi, sir, if I could, please, if you are a child of Israel but mixed, is the law of congregation until the third or fourth generation still valid?
Okay, if you're a child of Israel, you're not mixed. Mixed is a myth. It's not true. It's not real. You're not a cup of coffee. You're not a cup of hot chocolate. That's what's mixed. You could have a mixed drink. You could have, Hypnotic and Hennessy, right? I'm old school. I ain't drinking that Ciroc, especially after Diddy. Ciroc, right? You mix drinks. You don't mix people. Mixed race is a myth. It's not real, right? You may have a Israelite parent, right? You could have an Israelite father and a heathen mother. The person who asked the question, is that your case? The person who asked this question about the third and fourth generation. Is that your case where you have an Israelite father and a heathen mother?
Khan.
In that case, you're an Israelite. All right? And there is a law that a child born in that situation cannot come into the congregation until the third and the fourth generation, meaning you may have an Israelite father and a heathen mother. You wouldn't be able to allow to come into the congregation until 3 or 4 generations down, meaning your great grandchildren could come in, because by that time you would have already your children. Okay, you would be put outside of the city or outside of the Commonwealth of Israel. There would be other people out there because you ain't the only one. But you would know, I'm not part of this nation, but I want my children to be part of this nation. So now your children are going to marry, and they'll marry over there, and then they marry over there, and they marry over there. And over time, the physical attributes would have already passed out from what was initially there. Like Blake Griffin's children, right? The fathers, you could look at him and tell he a Judite, straight up and down. His grandson looks like a white boy. That's because they keep marrying heathens. But what happens if they keep marrying their own? Over time, the genes would correct. You get the point? Oh. So that's definitely our law. That's still our law. However, Christ gave us what? What did Christ come on the earth to do?
Slack you.
God says gave us grace.
He gave us grace. Go ahead, priest.
Oh, Slacky. So now I was just going to answer the question.
No, so you were going to say the same thing?
Khan, sir.
Yeah, he gave us grace. What is grace? What is grace?
Time to fix it.
Time to fix it. So we have grace, like grace period, like you pay a bill, like you go to Pepco, and you tell them you don't have it right now, and they give you a time to get right. We are in a grace period right now, and we have a certain time to get this right. So right now, you have an Israelite father, and you may have a heathen mother, and you could look like, Blake Griffin's child or whoever else. You come to the Passover, you pay your tithes, and you come be an Israelite. And by the time Christ come back, it'll only be us. You get the point? Like now is a grace period. Like there's nothing that is in our law that we don't do now. We keep the law all the way. Example, Christ came on the scene, right? The Sadducees and Pharisees brought the woman caught in adultery. That's what it says. She was caught in adultery. This was not a report. This wasn't somebody coming and telling. They caught her with another man who was not her husband. They brought her to Christ thinking the same way. People say how the UPK, how Commander John Yahanna teaches to break Moses' law. They wanted to trip Christ up the same way. Because if you speak against Moses' law, according to the law, that's a death penalty offense. You're going to die. Christ said, oh, you caught her in adultery? They thought Christ was going to say, well, forgive her and let her go. And they would have put him to death for that. Or if he said stone her, the people who followed Christ would have looked at Christ like, damn, you just like the Sadducees and Pharisees. So they brought her to Christ, not for justice, but for a catch-22. They was trying to trap him because they wanted to stop what Christ was doing. Christ said, no problem. Stone her. One thing. He who is without sin cast just the first stone. Not everybody. But just to kick it off, the person who's never sinned, you go ahead and put her to death. And they couldn't do it because they themselves were hypocrites. They themselves were adulterers. They themselves were thieves. They themselves were murderers. And they got cut and they walked away. And Christ, being a righteous judge, look at the courtroom and be like, woman, what are you doing here? Where are your accusers? That's when you go in a courtroom. That's when you have an accuser. You will say, well, listen, since you don't have no accusers, I can't accuse you. So you are free to go. Just go and sin no more. Don't do it again. Just like a judge would say what? When a judge cuts you a break, most people go to court, right? Everybody had to go to court, face a judge. You get a break from a judge at one point in time. What does the judge say? Just as you're leaving the courtroom.
I don't want to see you again.
I don't want to see you in my court again. Now, you might, if you're simple, you might think, why the hell is that damn judge so mean? No, you're supposed to say, no problem, judge, thank you. Like this, that's love. That there's straight up love. I don't want to see you in my court again. Meaning, stop doing your bullshit. Come on now. Let me get the mic, please. Yeah, but since what's going on now?
Salaki, sir. And I always found it kind of disturbing that the lawyer, being as he gets paid off, he would always say, stay out of trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, you stay out of trouble. I mean, that's if he's a good lawyer. Shit, if it was like me, if I was in the world and I was a lawyer, I tell me where to go get. I'm trying to generate my own money. Go ahead.
Okay. So there's a question from on the same topic.
Go ahead.
From Naimia says, Salaki, sir, I'm making sure I understand you. If a brother in the school and his young child is from an Edomite, the son should not come into the school or pass over until a few generations?
No, that's not what I said. That is our law. But because of Christ, Christ gave us grace, which is a period to get right, a period of time. So that child is allowed to come in here and experience the third and the fourth generation in here. They'll get right in here. Just like if in the past you were a whore, you had a ton of men in the past, or you may have just had multiple husbands, whatever it is, you should not be coming in here. You should get stoned at the door. You get to come in here and get yourself right because of grace. You might have been a brother who sold women as prostitutes, or bought prostitutes, or was a drug addict, or a drug dealer, or gave women money to go get abortions, or did the abortions yourself. Who the hell knows? You have a certain amount of time to get right, and you do that in here. You come in here, you come to the Passover. That child comes here. That child comes in here. It doesn't matter what they look like. It matters what the father is. They come here and they get right. And of course, let me give you another thing. It would be very evil to make that child pay for something they did not do that was a sin of the father. It would be very evil. The Bible does say the children pay for the sin of the fathers, but that's the Lord's judgment. Who the hell are you to make that child pay? If it's an Israelite, who are you? 4 years ago, you were sucking on a weed stick that you was passing around with your homie. 4 years ago, you and your homie was, running train on some old dumb broad. And you now want to play high and mighty and say this child can't come in here because of the third and fourth generation? You might go somewhere with that shit. Not saying that to you. I understand your question, but I'm just breaking it down for you. I'm explaining our law, and I'm explaining that within our law, Christ gave us a period of time to get right because we were taught wrong for so long. We were taught the wrong thing. Go ahead, priest. Come on with it.
It's like I said, what you're saying is so heavy, sir. Usually, and I'm not saying the sister that asked the question is saying this, but from fake Israelites and Christians that try to say, Israelites with heathen mothers can't come into the congregation to the third and fourth generation. They always skip over the fact where it says if you missed one Passover, if you missed one Passover, you can't come into the congregation.
That's right. That's right. That's the absolute truth. That's in our law. If you miss a Passover ever in your life, you're done. That's in our law. That's in our law. And none of us was born in truth. Right? None of us was born in the truth. So by law, what the hell are we doing? Why are we even doing this shit?
Right.
You get the point? So I hope the sister, I hope you understand what I'm saying. I was explaining our law, but that is our law. However, Christ gave us grace. That's our law, just like putting an adulterer to death is a law. Christ gave us grace. He gave us a certain period of time to get this shit right. Everybody cool? She understand?
She says, kind on the water, sir.
No sweat, sis. So now, let's take it back. So now who your father is absolutely matters. Go ahead. You're going to say something else?
Yeah, it'll be my last one.
Go ahead, please. No, you don't have to be your last one. Any question you have, say it.
Okay, so my question would be, thank you for clarification. I just need clarification on one other thing. Now, the way I was taught in terms of the Israelite indoctrinations, I was taught, and this is something that's been ongoing. It's a problem for me because my personal feeling on the matter is I think the Negroes that are here in America, I do feel like we're at war. We're in a war for a long time. It's being done in our face, and it's causing a lot of confusion. And one of the things that I had asked Hicks was this. What we have going on right now, in my opinion, is the in-house confusion, because you have a certain segment of the population, whether it be 5%ers or Muslims. And now, if you look all on social media, it's like they're in tune with Mother Earth. They don't never mention the Most High. Mm-hmm. They're indigenous to this land. Mm-hmm. And this is who we are. Never again once mentioning the Most High. Right. So it's like they call themselves gods. Mm-hmm. 5%ers definitely do that. Right. That's creating a lot of confusion. Even for me to some degree, that's why I need to come here. Because I want to ask someone who in the know, who can give me better clarification. So now I'm like, okay, I know this is BS, or at least I have a better understanding of why they're saying what they're saying, but at least I know who I am. Mm-hmm. So basically, any American Negro, mm-hmm. because now this is no shade to African brothers, but my understanding of Noah's 3 sons, mm-hmm. I can't pronounce the other one, starts with an A.
Shem,
Ham, Japheth. Mm-hmm. Hamites and Shemites are 2 different lineages.
That's right.
We're of Shem line.
That's right.
Hamites, Africans, mm-hmm. or even they call themselves the Nubians who enslaved us in Egypt. Mm-hmm. As me and Hicks agreed, America's definitely the new Egypt. Because we look at Genesis, I forgot which chapter, slave ships, 400 years of captivity in land was not your own. That definitely fits us. We fit those curses.
Okay.
So it took me a long time because we were taught in school, we were never taught we were the children of the Most High. Okay. It was always a white face. That's part of white supremacy. Jesus, Caesar Borgia, we know who that is. Mm-hmm. But that was being promoted. So now you enter more confusion now, which makes these type of studies even more crucial, because if you don't know, you're going to believe what the narrative is that they keep pushing constantly. Mm-hmm. So now the in-house issue is, and I've had this shade thrown at me, this is why I'm asking you, and we all know not all Africans are bad, but
what?
let me take the whole at least the way they treated, obviously, at least the way some have been cool the way they treated me. Okay, as a collective, cool, no. Being cool with you. Yeah, it's not, Let me rephrase that. Africans as a collective, from what I've seen, have looked down on us, have had many things to say negatively about us, the treatment of us. That's why I know everyone who's melanated is not our brothers. There's different lineages, and I was talking to Hicks about it. I said, now this is where the confusion comes in, because the 5%ers are saying, hey, we're all one, we're the original gods, we're the original man. Okay, I'm not arguing that part. I get it.
Come on, you're speeding along with this question.
Okay, so my question would be, what are the differences between them, the 5%ers, who say, are they not Israel and they are in denial because we came on ships here? They're saying, no, we was already here. I'm like, no, this is two different lineages here that seem to be at war. So it's causing the confusion. So am I asking you, who are those people who call themselves 5% of gods? Are they not Israelites in denial?
Okay, I can't say who they are because I don't know all of them. Just like Christians, I don't know all Christians. There's some Christians who are Israelites by blood, and there are other Christians who are Chinese and African and Ethiopian. You get the point? 5% is a religion, just like any religion. It's whatever you believe on that day. That's the religion. The religion changes, right? And they say, what's today's mathematics, right? So yesterday's mathematics don't apply to today, right? When the Bible said don't eat pork no day, it doesn't matter the day. It's the same thing. That shit is just religion. So I wouldn't get caught up in, are they Israelites in denial and this and that. You make sure you straight. You get the point? You make sure you right. You make sure you understand what the Lord is saying. You make sure and try the spirits. You ask them the questions. Now, were there people already here that are indigenous to the land that were here first? Hell yes. They're the tribe of Reuben and the tribe of Gad, what people would call the native Indians, or the first people, the native people, right? They were here before. They are also Israelites. And guess what? They also came on ships. That's recorded in the Bible. They left the Assyrian captivity and traveled 6 months to a land nobody ever knew. And it's called Ar-Sareth. That was an old biblical name for this land here, Ar-Sareth. Then the rest of us came on slave ships to the Americas, to the Caribbean, to South America. You get the point? Ships was involved both ways. Now, as far as they concerned, 5% of Moorish American, Nuwapian, Egyptologists, who cares? Who cares? What does the 5% say about abortion? What's their law on abortion? What's the 5% of law on homosexuality? I'm talking about law. I'm not talking about some one person's ideology. They don't have laws. They don't have straight up codes, which is why they all murder each other and in jail and sell drugs and whore each other out. They're just like Christians. You get the point? Yeah. Like I need something that's concrete that I can see. Don't do this, don't do that. If I do this, this will happen. If I don't do this, this will happen. And who could identify everybody else? You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's just religion. So, I mean, you're asking, the question you're asking, this is what the answer is. You'll have to go through the religion and find out everybody's father if you want to know if they're Israel or not. Don't just assume because they are Moor or they're Egyptologists that they're black. Like, anybody could believe anything. You understand what I'm saying? Anybody could wear an ankh on the neck to believe any goddamn thing. Cool? You get it? All right, let's get back to Numbers 3. We have something else? Last. No sweat. Let's get back to Numbers 1. Read from verse read from verse 3 real quick.
Come, sir. Book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 3. From 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel, thou and Aaron shall number them by their armies.
Right, so he's getting the men together to go to war. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 4. And with you there shall be a man of every tribe, every one head of the house of his fathers.
Again, there we go. The house of their fathers. Your father matters. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 5. And these are the names of the men that shall stand with you, and of the tribe of Reuben, Elazar, the son of Shadir.
Right, the son of Shadir. You had to state who was his father. This brother, the son of Shadir. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 6. And of Simeon, Shalomil, the son of Zerashadai, of Judah, Nashon, the son of Aminadab. Verse 8. Of Issachar, Nathaniel, the son of Zuar.
You see, the whole premise is you have to say who you were the son of. As Moses gathering the men for the army, you got to make sure who's the pedigree, who's in charge of your people as he go to war. You say Israel is at war, Judah is at war, right? But yet still, they're peddling to the tribe of Judah and to the world this white woman. Who is she the son or the daughter of? That's what we should be asking. We should be asking that. But again, because of what happened with Obama, remember they was talking about the birth certificate and the birther doctrine that Trump and them beat, or the Republicans beat. So now it's a similar thing. That's why I say they just put a vagina on Obama and all. That's all they did, and put it in the office, and you thinking it's the same thing. So now when they come in with this thing that she's not black, they say, oh, this is the birther doctrine again. They want to, same thing they did to Obama, to give her more credibility, like she's the pale horse, she's the the white horse, the hero that's going to deliver everybody, when we really should be asking who her father is. That's what we should be asking. Skip me down to 16.
Go, Verse 16. These were the renown of the congregation, princes of the tribes of their fathers,
Go ahead.
heads of thousands in Israel.
Go ahead.
Verse 17. And Moses and Aaron took these men, which are expressed by their names, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
They declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, not the house of their mothers. You get the point? Again, this is not a disrespect to any sisters whose mothers you're like extremely important. But when it comes down to the pedigree, who your father is matters. That absolutely matters. That's what the Lord looks at. Who you come from. You get the point? Give me Numbers 2, 1 and 2.
Come. Book of Numbers, chapter 2, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, every man of the children of Israel shall pitch by his own standard.
He shall pitch by his own standard, meaning pitch his tent by his own standard. Standard is what? That thing that represents your house or your tribe or your nation. You get the point? Go ahead.
Come.
That is like a seal or a coat of arms or a banner. Go ahead.
Come. With the ensign of their father's house.
With the what?
The ensign of their father's house.
There it goes again. You have to line up according to your father's house, which is again like you watching everything they do to us. It's like what you said. Look at what they do to us. And it's no wonder as a people we're so turned around and upside down, because where is our father's house? For most people, the father is not even in the house. He's nowhere. For most people, for most young brothers and sisters growing up, you had a cycle of father. You know this brother for about 5 years until your mother get fed up with him and she move on to somebody else. And by the time you 20, you had 4 fathers. You get the point? Who your father is, that matters. And them fathers being there, that helps build that nation up. That helps keep structure and order. You get the point? That's how the Lord designed it. But what's going on now? What's going on now? Who knows? And I want the scripture for it.
Slocky, can you repeat what you said again?
Come on. God damn, I can't remember. I can't remember. That was of the spirit I was just talking there.
It's like I'm gonna try something to spoil your spirit if I may.
No sweat, come on.
Gotta get it.
Anybody knows? There's something that's going on now. Like the fathers are not in the homes, We don't know who our fathers are. Our fathers have been relegated to the second tier. It's not important. That's opposite to what the Lord wants. There's something that's absolutely going on now, and I need the precept for it. What exactly is going on now? What should be going on is the house of the fathers. The fathers should already be there. They should be in power. They should have a certain authority, and the sons is being raised up to rule over us. But there's something else going on now. Come on, Shabbat.
Come on, sir. Pull it up. Book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 29.
Nope, but I'll hear you. But go ahead.
Or else, how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house?
Well, that's good. However, the brother not even in the house to be bound. Right or wrong? That stage gone. That stage is 60s, 70s, when get the man out of the house so she can get the welfare. You get the point? Because he was in the house then. He ain't even in the house now to be bound up. Come on.
So is it Deuteronomy 20 and 54?
Nope, but I'll hear you.
Is Deuteronomy 20 and 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
That's exactly what's going on now. That's not what I'm talking about, but that's a symptom of the thing I'm talking about. Because of that thing I'm talking about that's going on now, that's what's happening. That there's biblical prophecy of black and black crime, of brothers hating brothers. You get the point? Like we hate each other with a ferocity that we do not share for the nations. Like you said something innocently just now. You said, well, we know not all Africans are bad. That's a very powerful statement to make on behalf of the Hamites. Because according to the Hamites, niggas ain't shit and niggas lazy. And they'll tell their children that. They wouldn't say, well, not all of them. They wouldn't say that. They would say, stay away from them black Americans. Let me tell you something, I come from the Caribbean. Old school Caribbean parents would tell their children, you go to America, stay away from black Americans. And that comes from all the propaganda in the media. You get the point? I know them Hamites is washing them out on us. They absolutely hate us. Go ahead.
That's a lot. I really can't. I'm trying to paraphrase as best I can, but the one we talk about how a man is setting a trap for the foolish woman.
Nope. Come on.
Our water says Isaiah 3 and 12.
Come on, our water. Give our water a hand. Give that guy right that hand. Somebody read that for me.
Sir.
I'm gonna try to put it. I got it.
Pass the mic for the brother. I'm gonna get that holder for you so it's easier to just pass it.
Sir.
Go ahead.
Is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
As for my people, children are their oppressors. Twofold. Actual children and the other nations who are like damn kids. Just a juvenile bunch of people. That's who's oppressing us. They have a whole thing going on now. The YNs, young niggas. You at the gas station, the young niggas pull up. You stop and fill in that damn tank. You going in the car right away. You at the 7-Eleven, you park, you looking around for the young niggas. You get the point? Children are oppressors. Go ahead.
And women rule over them.
And women rule over them. That's what the Lord said. As for my people, children are our oppressors, and women rule over them. Women are in charge of the household, making all the decisions. You go into the schools. You know why the school system is so bad? There ain't no men in there. It's nobody set in order. This is what you brothers and sisters need to understand. After a certain age, women are not scary to children. You're beautiful. You the nice big eyes, the big smile. You think you could tell him come in the house at 7? He gonna look at you, ma, please. His father tell him do that shit though. He gonna be inside because we gonna be in the back seeing who's the man of the house at the end of the day. Right or wrong? After a certain time, them children need a father. You understand? They need a man there. He needs to be there. Let's take it a step higher. Who's in charge of DC? A woman. Who's in charge of Atlanta or used to be? A woman. In charge of Baltimore? A woman. Women rule over thee. And they're trying to put one in office right now. That's in the Bible. Read it again now.
As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
Go ahead.
O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths.
You say, oh my people, your leaders, they which lead you, cause you to err, to make mistakes, and destroy the ways of your path, right? Where we supposed to be walking on a path, our leaders destroy that way and make us walk on another path, after another God, following another custom, living another life, serving another man, when we supposed to be on our own path. We supposed to have our own thing. We supposed to have our own community, our own economy, our own everything. But they destroyed us so much. That's what's going on right now. That is absolutely what's going on right now. That's our life right now. You get the point? And they're trying to put her in office to continue ruling over us. They're trying to put her over the world. You know what that is like? Like there's a clip of Kamala Harris. Mafia, are you online?
Come on, sir.
There's a clip, I think I sent it to you before, where she says, I could just do this if I feel like. It's on the DC page. Could you find it on Obukwash, if you could find it? It's Kamala Harris bragging about the amount of power she has, brother. She's chuckling and laughing and, come on.
Is that the one when she said when she realized by the stroke of a pen?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the one. See if you can find it for me, all right? In the meantime, let's skip me to where we at right now. Where was that? Numbers what?
2 and 1.
2 and 1. Give me numbers 2 and 2. Keep reading to 2. No, we read 2. So skip me to Deuteronomy 4 and 37.
Yes, so I'm not up in the car.
Hey, Yabshin Chapter, what's going on now?
4 and 37, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 37. And because
let me know when you find it, all right?
Okay. And because he loved thy fathers, therefore.
Salaki, you have the mic?
And because he loved thy fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them.
Say it, read it one more time.
And because he loved thy fathers.
Because the Lord loved your fathers. The scriptures say the sheep of my flock are men. And again, this is not putting down the sisters, but this is an order. This is how the Lord set it up. In Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 11, it says, first is the Lord, then it's Christ, then it's the man, then it's the woman, then it's the children. That's perfect order. That's how the Lord set it up. And the Bible says, because he loved our fathers, right? Talking about our, specifically our forefathers, right? Because that's who he made the covenant with, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Because he loved our fathers, keep going.
Therefore, he chose their seed after.
He chose what?
Their seed.
Their what?
Seed.
Their seed. Because man carries the seed. That's very important to understand if you're going to understand the Lord, if you're going to understand the Bible. The Lord follows the seed. Who you come from matters, and you come from your father. Yes, a man needs a woman to make children. Children need both parents, preferably to stay together. Children need it. The nation needs it. You get the point? You need it. However, when it comes to your lineage, when it comes to who you are your father's child. You are your father's child. Listen, even with child support is the proof the child belongs to the man. Because it's really kidnapping and ransom, and you're making the owner, the rightful owner, pay for it. It's extortion. Why is it that you had to make him pay for it? It's his child. He has to pay you to see the child. You understand what I'm saying? Because the child comes from him. It's his child that he take it. And that's something, again, if this place was run right, you would never be able to take a man's children. Not like how it is now, where she could just wake up and feel to go and just that. It ain't gonna happen. It would have to come down from a court order, like a judge in Israel would not have to remove the children from the house for whatever circumstances or cases, like what happened in Seat Pleasant. That child now is going to stay with the father. That's what the court says. The court says that child, until this thing is cleared up, the child ain't going back in the house. They're trying to get bond for the mother right now, and they're saying, nah. Her lawyer saying, listen, we'll put her under house arrest. The mother said no, because she could intimidate the child to change up the story. And if the child changes the story, the case goes away. Because of the voice note she left on the child's father's phone, they're saying the mother had to stay in jail because the child is a minor, the child is dependent on the mother so far, and the child could be severely persuaded by the mother. She's going to stay right there. And that's just that. Until her neck healed and they get this whole thing squared away. You understand? So now the father matters. The lineage of the father matters. All right, give me hold on. Who are the mic? Shapat, I'm gonna send you this article, all right?
Come.
And I want you to read this for me, all right? You found it? All right. Play it for everybody. Let's see Kamala Harris and Paul. I just sent it to your phone, all right?
Come.
Officer Shapat. You have the volume up on it?
Every time I
What's up? Just let it play and just go back. Just go back, and while it play and just go back. It's not doing it?
Swipe of my pen? The power I have as a prosecutor is that with a swipe of my pen,
Pause it. Could you go back? I want you all, whoever could see the video, I know since you can't see it just yet, but you all online who watching, when she says, by the swipe of my pen, look at how she rocks back and shakes her shoulders like, this power tastes so good. Go ahead.
Is that with a swipe of my pen?
That's why she paused. That's why she didn't continue. She had to take a deep breath because she tasting that power. It's like a good drink. You ever get a good scotch that make you watch the cup? You take a sip of this, you take a swig. Damn. That's how she's with the power. With the swipe of my pen, and she do this thing with her shoulder and she lean back. And then she exhale and starts to talk because that power she got, it tastes so good to her. It tastes so good to her. And okay, women should not have that amount of power. That's not how the Lord put it. That's what happened with Eve in the garden. Eve was able to be seduced with the promise of power and came up against her husband Adam. And Adam said, we ain't supposed to do that. Eve is like, listen, man, don't listen to him. Listen to him. We'll be gods. We'll have power. And now look where we're at. Like, she should not have that amount of power. Read. Go ahead.
Misdemeanor. The lowest level of, the power I have as a prosecutor is that with a swipe of my pen, I can charge someone with a misdemeanor, the lowest level offense possible. And by virtue of that swipe of my pen, you will have to go to a courthouse and stand in line. You will have to come out of pocket and hire an attorney. You may get arrested for a few hours. You will be embarrassed in your community. You will miss time from coming onto the Google campus, all because with the swipe of my pen, I've charged you with a crime, which I may choose to dismiss 2 weeks later. It's an incredible amount of power.
That's a absolutely horrific speech to give to people. Like this is what would have been better. The office I hold is a tremendous amount of power. And it scares me, the power that I can have, because if I'm fed the wrong information, I can destroy somebody's life as I try to dispense justice. That's the better way to say that shit. She said, with the swipe of my pen, meaning I could just do this little thing and the earth shift like a child. That's how a child thinks. You ever try to teach a young person to drive? Turn the steering a little. I said a little, nigga. They just don't get it because it's power. I want to get it all. That's how she is. She destroyed people's lives. There was an actor, there's a movie called The Last Black Man in San Francisco. The star of that movie, a brother, he had a charge. I forget what the charge was. Somebody could look it up, please, just to help me out, right? She was the prosecutor on the case. The charge was wrong. He was innocent. The evidence against him was off. When the judge sentenced him, he said Kamala Harris was in the courtroom, looked at him, laughed, and winked, knowing the shit was false. Come on.
Slocky, I might have gotten another charge right there.
Damn. What's up? Oh, if that was you. Listen, I mean, sometimes, brother, it's, it is what it is. You got the point. This is who's going to be in the White House. A woman who's, and that thing what she talking about there, the swipe of the pen, you had to go to the courthouse and line up. You had to spend money to hire a lawyer. Who is she talking about? Black people. Because white people hiring a lawyer, they have a family lawyer. They don't have to hire nobody. You just have to call Uncle Jewish man. Right or wrong? White people, they don't live the life. We had to go look for a lawyer and vet a lawyer and any good lawyer and see what kind of money we could come up with for a retainer. White people get a charge. Hey, call Jeffrey. And Uncle Jeffrey come down there, with a little coffee because he was just drinking with his buddies. And he knows somebody in the police station and everything just goes to hell away. She's talking about doing shit to us. You get the point? That's that person right there. Read the article from me. So give me a picture of Kamala Harris up on that screen, please. You can leave that same one. It's still up there? That'll work.
Kamala Harris is a descendant of an Irish slave owner in Jamaica.
Right? No, this is an article from the Irish Times, like the New York Times. This is not some old fly-by-night newspaper. This is an official newspaper. Read the date on that, please.
Sir. Tuesday, July the 23rd, 2024.
This was 2 or 3 months ago. This ain't some old article that nobody don't know about. Go ahead.
Presumptive Democratic nominee and U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris has Irish roots, but not in a way that she is likely to embrace. Miss Harris is the daughter of Donald J. Harris, who was born in Jamaica, and Shyamala Gapalam.
Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts, whatever.
Harris from India. Genealogical research carried out by Northern Irish historian Stephen McCracken reveals Miss Harris's four times paternal great-grandfather. Hamilton Brown was born in Coatram in 1776, the year of the U.S. Declaration of Independence.
Right. So her paternal grandfather, 4 times. So her great-grandfather on her father's side was a white man born in 1776. Right? We're going to continue to read more about him. Go ahead. His name was Hamilton Brown. Go ahead.
Brown immigrated to Jamaica, then a British colony, and became an enthusiastic slave owner.
What kind of slave owner?
Enthusiastic slave owner.
What kind of slave owner?
Enthusiastic slave owner.
He loved owning niggas like more than you love owning them pit bulls. That's her great-grandfather. He had enthusiasm about niggas, about owning slaves, trading slaves, beating slaves, whatever it was. And if you know anything about them plantations in Jamaica, they have some history. I mean, all the plantations was horrible. but they have some documented history about plantations in Jamaica. There was a plantation called Egypt in Jamaica, and it was called Egypt because it was particularly brutal. And it was run by a man called Thomas Thistlewood. You could look him up. And he wrote memoirs of his enthusiasm. And one of his pastimes was raping slaves. And you could look it up on the internet. And he documented which one he liked most, which one gave him trouble, and all kind of shit up, and how he would beat them to blood. Her great-great-grandfather was an enthusiastic slave owner. Meaning he woke up in the morning, stretch, and be like, whoa, let's get these niggas. He woke up with energy to be a slave owner. Go ahead.
An enthusiastic slave owner on the sugar plantations that were the mainstay of the island's economy.
Go ahead.
He opposed the abolition of slavery.
Say it one more time.
He opposed the abolition of slavery.
He said, why you all want to end slavery for? They say, listen, man, we about to end slavery. He said, why you want to go and do that, love, huh? No, why you want to go and do that? We have a good thing going, man. Why you want to do that? Which is, every white man. Abraham Lincoln. They always say Abraham Lincoln ended slavery, right? They say Abraham Lincoln was America's best president because he ended slavery, and that's what they teach. Abraham Lincoln's speech said, if I could save the Union without freeing the slaves, I would. He only freed the slaves because he had no other choice. If he had a choice, we'd still be in slavery. They would have never ended it. He just did it because he tried everything else. Keep going.
He opposed the abolition of slavery across the British Empire in 1832.
Right, in 1832. Right, across the British Empire, meaning all the Caribbean islands, which was really British, and certain parts of America, which was British colonies. Around the early 1800s, the slave revolt started to get very frequent and became too expensive for Britain to maintain. In addition to that, with the start of the Industrial Revolution, Britain didn't have use for a lot of the colonies they had because the engines came on board and they could do things faster. So they made certain plans to start transitioning the Caribbean from white-owned to guess who? Let me rephrase the question. From being so hands-on as white overseers and slave masters, because the colonies had plantations and slave plantations. They were overseen by British rejects. A lot of criminals, a lot of ex-military men were the British slave plantation owners. They would oversee the plantation on behalf of the Queen. As they began the transition of pulling back so much hands-on management of the colonies, they had a plan to switch management over to, who you think? Come on, Shah.
The East Indians.
The East Indians. That's right, 1832, when they're talking about the abolition of slavery. Around that time in the Caribbean, that's when they started talking about freeing the slaves. I think 1832 it came up, 1838 is when it fully went into effect. By 1845, ships from the East were coming with what they call East Indian indentured laborers. Indentured, meaning they signed a contract to receive a wage and land to keep their language and their religion, come with their wives and children, but they'll oversee the plantation now. That's how you have East Indians in the Caribbean islands. That's how her grandmother, how her mother's side of the family got to Jamaica. You understand? Keep going. Whoever reading, come on.
Carson. In 1832, and went to Antrim to replace his slaves with workers from his native county. He gave his name to Brownstown in Jamaica and is buried in the interior of St. Mark's and Anglican Church.
Right, the Anglican is a part of the it's a religion that's like a competitor of Roman Catholicism. Right, the Anglican came out of the Protestants. You remember the Protestant movement with Martin Luther King? Right, the Anglicans came out of that. Right, they call them the AC, like how they say the Roman Catholics are the RC. The Anglicans are the AC. Right, go ahead.
Okay. Which he built in his own money. Brown was pro-slavery and hated the British abolitionists, William Wilberforce.
Right, that's some famous white man who they always attribute to abolition slavery. Anytime you talk about slavery and white people, they always come up and say, well, what about William Wilberforce? He was a good white man. That's what they like to say. William Wilberforce just wanted the dogs in the house. That's all it was. He didn't like the dogs in the field. The field was too rough. He just wanted the dogs in the house. Not so much abolition slaves, but just making the slaves a little bit more homey. Get the point? Go ahead.
Okay. William Wilberforce, who brought in a slavery registry bill to stop the trading of slaves between different islands in the Caribbean. Brown called him cloven-footed and a hypocrite.
Right? Because why? Because he knew you ain't trying to abolish slavery. All you was doing was trying to change it up so the money go a certain way. Just think the same analogy of the two pit bull owners, one having the dog outside with more rough conditions, one bringing the dog inside. It's still a dog. You're not signing over the house to the dog, even though he inside with you. You know, this house don't now belong to Mr. Dog. He's still a dog. That's William Wilberforce. All right, let me get some more. Go ahead.
Brown received almost 11 million, I believe it's euros. 11 million euros in modern money in compensation from the British government for his slaves, according to records held by University College of London.
Right. So once they abolished slavery, the slaves he had, he received the equivalent of 11 million euros in compensation for destroying his business. Kamala Harris comes from money. She ain't come from no poor Jamaican ghetto. You get the point? She comes from money. Come on.
Just like we heard before, the slave masters got reparations.
Exactly. You get the point? Let me see some more. Hold on. Skip down to Miss Harris's father. Yeah.
Carson. Miss Harris's father, an emeritus professor of economics at Stanford University, acknowledged his family's slave-owning past in a piece for a Jamaican newspaper in 2018. Curiously, relatives on his mother's side were called Finnegan. President Joe Biden's Irish ancestors are also called Finnegan. Donald Harris wrote, "My roots go back within my lifetime to my paternal grandmother, Miss Christina Brown, descendant of Hamilton Brown, who is on record as plantation and slave owner and founder of Brownstown."
Right. So now you have it. That's your proof right there. Right. You could look up her great grandfather. You can see a picture of him. He's a white man. His son is a white man. Her father, which would be that son's son. So this guy we're reading about here, his grandson, which is Kamala's father, he has a little hue to him because, of course, his father married somebody who was not white. So he have a little color to him. But from what we understand with the Bible, you are your father's child. Kamala Harris is the daughter of white men, of a white line of men. She's a white woman. Regardless of how she look, she could cook how much collard greens and have how much hot pepper in her damn purse. That's a devil you're looking at there.
Right.
So this is, again, it doesn't really matter, who you vote for, who's in office. The bottom line is they're going to make life extremely difficult for the children of Israel, like they've always done. All right. Give me Give me Jeremiah 23 and 5. Any questions you'll have, you'll go and type them in now. We're almost done, all right? Give me Jeremiah 23 and 5. And that's an article you all could find on the internet anyway. It's more than common knowledge. And okay, this is how bad it is. The news is saying Janet Jackson is misinformed. The news is saying, where did she get this information from? The news is saying one of them brothers, I think, died. Tito, or one of them just recently died. They're saying she's still grieving over his death, so she might be a little psychotic in what she's saying. Janet Jackson is not wrong in what she's saying. She said, after all this, I just realized this woman ain't one of us. She ain't black. And she's absolutely right. Kamala Harris is not black. It's a white woman. And you're still going to vote for her because you don't give a damn. You really don't care. You're lying to yourself. Go ahead.
Call concert. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 5. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth.
Right? This is a prophecy for Christ, our king. You see, the days will come when I will raise unto David a righteous branch. Directly, he's talking about Solomon. It's also talking about our king, Yahushua, Jesus the Christ. Right? Now, the way it's written, the days will come when I will raise up unto David a righteous branch. Now think about it. A branch comes out of the tree. A branch is like an arm coming out of the tree. You understand? So how is it now that you ignoring the father? David, the Solomon comes out of David. Christ comes out of David. Christ is one of David's great-great-great-grandchildren. That whole lineage of Christ's ancestors, Christ's forefathers is the better word, directly descend from David. David, Solomon, all the way down to Joseph. Joseph is a direct descendant of David, a direct grandson. According to the Bible, Christ is Joseph's son. That's the only way he could be king. That a king is only born one way, through sex. That king has to sire an heir. And then when he gets a son, he gives the crown to his son. The reason Christ was the king of Israel is because he came from David's lineage. He came through David's seed. Joseph is the seed of David. Christ is the seed of Joseph. So it has nothing to do with Mary. Kamala Harris is the seed of a white man. It has nothing to do with Jamaicans. It has nothing to do with East Indians. Her father is a white man. His father is white, and his father before him is white, and worse kind of white, an enthusiastic slave owner. That's who she comes from, which explains how she hates black people so damn much. And it's really the two people who really despise us, them East Indians, brother. If you never experienced them, thank the Lord. They absolutely hate black people. Absolutely hate black people. She learned to despise us from the womb. She learned it. And let me tell you, this is the bad thing about if she gets into office. It's going to divide the tribes even further. Just like Donald Trump is trying to divide the tribes between Judah, Issachar, and Levi, which is the Negro in America, the Mexicans, and the Haitians, with that whole thing about eating the pets and taking the jobs, and Mexicans are bad hombres. He's trying to divide the tribes. If Kamala Harris gets into power, brother, who you think they're going to market to Judah to hate? Benjamin. Because Kamala Harris is what? Jamaican. And Benjamin, silly as could be, is pushing this woman up. You know Benjamin culture. How many woman dancehall artists you know? How many you know? Very little. So how come you all jumping on this broadband bandwagon all of a sudden? When your own sisters, you ain't forwarding them like that. You understand what I'm saying? If Kamala Harris gets into power, brother, just look for it. Look for the propaganda of, you're gonna hear some black celebrity coming and saying, "You Caribbeans, you don't like us no way." Look for that shit. and it's going to make a big divide between Judah and Benjamin. Go ahead.
Like, does Patrick count?
Who?
Patrick.
Patrick counts. And how old Patrick is? Patrick since the 80s. The point I was making is, even in the West Indian culture, it's not really normal to have the woman like that. But this bro coming and y'all is, all up in arms, pushing up, celebrating her as if she's one of your own, but she's not. You understand what I'm saying? She's not one of your own. She's a heathen and an oppressor at best. Come on.
I got a precept.
Come on with it.
Come, sir. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse.
We're looking at battery life on the receiver for the other two. Still up? All right, that's right. Go ahead.
Come. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
Right.
Go
ahead.
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
That's our law on voting. Like you can't. We are not to vote, and if we have to choose a leader, it has to come from your people. You can't set a king over you that ain't come from your people. Somebody who is not from amongst your lineage. Somebody who is not your brother. Brother. It didn't say sister. It didn't say that. It said brother. You set a king over you. You're about to make this woman king of the earth. Not just America. King of the world. With the stroke of a pen, I could make you go stand in a court line. Do this, do that. What do you think if she gonna do? If she doing that with a pen, nigga, what do you think she gonna do when she get her hand on that nuclear button? What do you think she gonna do? Do you think the other nations is gonna respect her power, her seat? You think Putin gonna respect that seat? And Kim Jong-un? You think they're gonna respect that seat? You think them Arabs gonna respect that seat? Forget about it. It's done. These next 2 months, brother, in America is going to be extremely, not even 2. How much is this? 6 weeks? Just about. It's going to be very eventful. You see the white men coming out the woodwork. The nutcases coming out the woodwork. Look for more of that bullshit to happen now. Because they ain't having it. They ain't having it. They're not going to spend another 4 years looking at a brown face in office. They're not doing it.
So like you say, yeah, it's what we think will happen. Prophecy, sir.
Listen,
World War III.
You're right. We're right at the cusp of it, and no matter who's in power, that's what's going to happen. Let me get this last precept here. Give me 1 Corinthians 15 and 38.
Come, sir.
The question, line up them questions, all right? We'll be done.
Said 13, sir.
1 Corinthians 15, 1-5.
Come, sir.
And 38.
15.
In fact, two scriptures. Go ahead. 15 and 38. Then let me get Romans 11 and 1.
Come, sir. Book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 38. But God giveth it a body as it has pleased him. To every seed his own body.
To every seed his own body. The Lord giveth is a body as it has pleased him. To every seed his own body, not another body. Kamala is the seed of a white man, but she claiming the body of an Indian, an East Indian, and she claiming the body of a black woman. But she's the seed of a white man. A white man, he has his body. Your father white, you white. It doesn't matter what you look like. You a devil, same way. Come on.
And slang with them LGBTQ. You know what I'm saying? They claiming that they are God made a mistake and they're not what God made them to be.
No, that's it exactly. The Lord give that body how He wants it to be. You know, you're not born that way if you're LGBTQ. You're not born that way. Somebody done sexualized you. I don't watching all these damn series on all these tragedies and murders. You all remember the Dahmer series, right? The Jeffrey Dahmer series. That's part of some anthology called Monsters on Netflix. They recently did another one on the Menendez brothers. And brother, I'm starting to realize whether it's a school shooter or some homeborn terrorist, I ain't talking about the Arab ones, or one of them crazy nutcases, homosexuality is a big part of their thing. The last little boy who shoots up the school in Georgia, right? His name is Colt Gray. In the article, when he was when they show you how his father was teaching him to shoot deers, and he shot his first deer, it says her father, and I thought it was a typo, but it's not a typo. The kid was being bullied in school for being gay, for identifying. That's why he should shut up the school. You get the point? They all have some kind of sexual deviance in them. There's another one on Hulu recently. I couldn't watch the whole thing. After about the second, down there halfway through the second episode, I was done. That Aaron Hernandez. You remember him? The Patriot player, the receiver. Oh, brother. I did not know that's what was going on with him. That nigga was, sweating homosexuality. It was bad. It was rough. All of them is the same. It's always some old sexual deviance, and then they take it out on society. But the Lord ain't make you like that. Your father made you like that. He probably was one too. Hell, and then the Menendez boys are. Their father was doing something to them horrible. I mean, horrible, brother. Sick, sick. You hear me? Sick. I ain't saying they're right for killing them parents, brother, but goddamn, shit. It was rough. But they all have some sort of LGBTQ going on. That rainbow community, you all have a lot of destruction to answer for. You get the point? Every seed his own body. All right, give me Romans 11:1.
The book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 1. I say then, have God cast away his people?
Mm-hmm.
God forbid.
Right.
For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
He had to say of the seed of Abraham because the father matters. Who your father is absolutely matters in life, no matter what America tells you. America is the home of Babylon. Babylon is a great whore that sits on many waters. America is confusion. That's why it's called Babylon. Upside down, back to front, inside out. Whatever you see going on here, just know the Lord wants the opposite. Pork is a delicacy. The Lord calls that an abomination. They say homosexuality is the alternative lifestyle. The Lord calls it an abomination. Over here, they celebrate. They give the women and your mothers all the power in the world. The Lord said power resides with your father. That's what the Lord said. The Lord gives authority and power to that man because that's how order is going to be kept. America is just a sinful ass place, and they're about to put this sinful broad up in power. And bro, she gets in that office. Not saying Trump will do any better. If she gets in that office, brother, black men, beware. Come in the truth. That's all I can tell you. You come in the truth before that inauguration. You might be able to last through Christmas. This is going to be your last Christmas. But brother, you let her get inaugurated with the stroke of a pen, you see what will happen to your future. I guarantee you that shit. She's going to take it out on you because she's a white woman. Questions?
Question from Nuanya Allah says, Salak Adawan, may I get a breakdown of Ephesians 2, 8, and 9?
Okay.
You got it?
Book of Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is the gift of God.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 9. Not of works, lest any man should boast.
Okay. Just these two, right? And he wanted us a general breakdown on it. I'll read it again from the top.
Book of Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves.
Mm-hmm. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and not of yourselves. Right? Okay. Let's get grace. Give me grace again. Somebody saying something? Okay, no sweat. If you're online, just keep your phone on mute unless you wanted to jump in and say something, all right? Grace.
Come.
What is grace? For by grace ye are saved through faith. We in Ephesians 2, in chapter 2, verse 8 and 9. What is grace?
Grace is a time period to cleanse yourself of sin.
A time period to get yourself right. A time period to relearn everything and learn what you're supposed to do and get yourself right. So we are saved. For by grace ye are saved through faith. What does that part mean? For by grace we are saved through faith. Come on. Nobody? Come on up.
Salaki. So by grace we are given a chance, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, through faith, that if we do, we have to, we will be saved.
Say that one more time.
Because of grace, if, you know what I'm saying, if we have faith and do if we have faith that if we do what we're supposed to do, we will be saved.
Okay. And what is faith?
Faith is
what's the thing? How the Christians make it recite the whole verse? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Christians like to say that shit. They love it. It's in the Bible. But what is it? What does that mean?
That, you know, if you do what you have to, the Lord will do what He said He would do if you do what you're supposed to.
Well, that's what I think. That's what the verse trying to tell you. But what does what's faith mean? What's the definition of faith? Come on.
To believe in.
What you believe in? I'll take that. Anybody else? Come on, Bakwash.
Akira 76 says, faith is a belief that keeping the law, statutes, and commandments will save you.
Faith is, that's specific to us. That would be specific to us. But faith is a belief, and but what she's saying is specific to us. It's correct. But I want just a raw definition of faith.
Slack you, sir.
Come on.
Faith would be synonymous to following Christ's words.
That's true, but that would be specific to us. I just want a definition of just in general faith.
Faith, in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, allegiance to duty or a person.
Faith is an allegiance to duty or a person. That's what faith is. You understand? That's what faith is like. You all play sports. You all might have a favorite basketball team or football team. Redskins. What's Redskins? Goddamn. Commanders. What are we clapping for?
It's a lot, he said.
Probably need to turn the class into the hail to the Redskins. Hail to the Redskins. Right? DC has a lot of faith in that team. Win or lose, DC fans is going to show up. They got faith. They got an allegiance to duty, meaning because of what they believe, they're going to do a certain action. They have allegiance to this action or allegiance to this person. They're going to do whatever this person say. That's really in a nutshell what faith is. Faith is an action. It's because without the action, how do I know you have faith? How do I know you have any faith? You get the point? Like, you are the side of the street. You press the button to cross. The little white man come up on the other digital sign on the other side of the road. Cars is coming. What do? But you on the intersection here. The cars is coming this way. You press the button. The sign on that side says you can walk. What do?
Walk.
Why?
You have faith they're going to stop.
You have faith they're going to stop. You believe they're going to stop. Now, if you don't walk, how can you show me you have faith they're going to stop? You can't. You think they're going to hit you, that's why you're standing. That's, some people do it. Some people is like, I ain't got that much faith in them niggas. They wait until the car stop, and some people wait until the eye contact is made. The car could stop. If that nigga head down, I ain't moving. I don't look up at you, you look up at me, and I do this, and you do this back. Let's go. We can walk now. because I ain't got faith in you. But you push that line, that button, and you see that white man on the other side of the arm on the digital thing, the walk symbol. The car could be coming, brother. You hearing the engine, you starting to walk because you have faith. He gonna stop. You don't think he gonna run you over. Your action is what determines your faith. What you do says is evidence of what you say you believe. It doesn't work the other way. You can't talk a good game. You're going to show me. And by your actions, you could show somebody a whole lot. Go ahead.
See, like that was heavy too, because why isn't it a green man? You know what I mean? For gold.
I mean, goddamn.
White man.
It might confuse the driver. It might confuse the driver. The driver might see a green man and think, run this nigga over. I just say the white man, because it's a white figure on the other side. It got to be clear, because you know what? It's at night too.
Right.
At night, you don't want to, it's that bright white light outline is clear to everybody at night. You understand what I'm saying?
Constantly.
You think it is a white man saying go.
I'm not going.
I'm trying to cut everybody. Listening to the white man, huh? We're talking all this pro-Israelite shit, this black and black shit, but the white man will tell you when to walk. I hear you, Shabbat. I hear you. So that's what faith is, right? So by grace ye are saved. So grace is the period of time to get right. We are saved by grace, but through faith, through our actions based on what we say we believe. If we believe that Christ came so that we can get a shot at the kingdom, so that we could get our inheritance, so that we could get, what the covenant and the promise was and the deal Abraham made. If we believe that, then we'll have to show that with works. You're going to have to, show me. How are you going to show me you believe? By what? By saying shalom? I could train a damn parrot to do that shit. Like, how do you show me? By your works, by what you do. You're saved by what you do based on what you believe. That's how you're saved. You get the point? Read on.
Call.
Read this again from the top.
Call. Book of Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8. For by grace are we saved through faith, and that not of yourselves.
And that not of yourselves. You can't save yourself. Nothing you do matters. Nothing you do. Meaning, the thing you have to do, the action you take to prove your faith, it's not your will. It's not what you think is good, which cuts the Christians, because the Christian doctrine and the Christian church is 100% what they feel. You talk to them at camp, you see, you all see the tapes. We at camp, we say, God said to this. Well, I don't feel something. Well, that's what God said. What Bible is that? Well, look, it's written in red. It means Christ writes it, not my Jesus. They go based on what they want to do. They can't save themselves. They have to do what the Lord wants to do. Their faith is an allegiance to a duty or a person. In this case, it's both. It's an allegiance to a duty. This is your duty. This is what you are bound to do. And your allegiance to our King. You believe that he coming back. You believe that he going to set this nation right. We're going to be on top of everybody. And because of that, I'm going to stop eat pork. Because of that, I'm going to stop get high. Because of that, I ain't going to the strip club no more. Because of that, sisters ain't going to go in the strip club no more. Because of that, they ain't going to have no abortions. Because of that, I'm going to stop hating my brother. I ain't going to kill this brother no more. Because of that, I'm going to change who the hell I am, because I believe one day this man is coming back and I want my shot at being in charge. That's faith. Because of that, I'm going to put on these clothes that everybody think is funny and go on the street with a book. Everybody say it's a fairy tale book with a sky daddy, and invest and get expensive mics and speakers and go on a podium and say Christ is black, though everybody else don't believe. And go and spend millions of dollars on food and clothes and laugh and throw things at us. Why would I keep doing that? For what? For what reason? Faith. I believe in this shit here. Your preacher don't. Your preacher does not believe in nothing here because he'll change his talk. He'll change his talk. If the crowd don't like it, he'll change it. Ask T.D. Jakes. Better ask Eddie Long. You can't ask him. He dead. He old sodomite. He dead. Ask T.D. Jakes. Don't ask him. He about to go meet Diddy with all that oil. About to go get swallowed up. Right. Have you ever been swallowed? A big old walrus ass nigga. That's why he passed the church off to his daughter. Because he doesn't really believe in this thing. He doesn't believe in it. You get the point? It's what you do. What you do is the show of your faith. And this faith, that's the shot we taking. We taking a chance. This thing ain't bound to work, you know. Christ could come back and be like, yeah, bro, you ain't, you know, or sister, you know, I mean, I said do this, that. You just did this and that. What happened to the rest? You know that pork is good, Lord. I didn't think you would have mind. Okay. No sweat. It's all good. No sweat. Keep reading.
Verse 9.
No, the last part.
It is the gift of God.
It's a gift from the Lord. The Lord giving you a chance, giving you a shot. Are you going to take your chance? You're going to take your shot or not? You don't have to. Yeah, I'm telling you straight up, you don't have to. This is more for me. This is more for me. There's more land. There's more rulership. There's more slaves. I might lend you some slaves to help you clear your land, or your little plot that you might get. I don't know. But shit, if you don't want to take a chance, brother, don't even sweat that. Trust me, I got faith and work for 5, for 10. I'll just go work some more. It's fine. Shapat gonna go work some more. Because you already, I gotta watch you. I think I'll slow you down. Working. Because we believe in this damn thing here. We believe all the way in this thing here, regardless of what. There's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind. I have, how General Hyman said, it was the exact certainty of purpose. Like how Kamala Harris' great-grandfather woke up every morning being enthusiastic for slaves. When I wake up every day, is what orders do I have to complete? I have a list of orders the general going to give me. I need to get this done, that done, this done, that done. I need this done. I got to make these phone calls. I got to get this thing going. I got to travel to this city and teach. I got to go here and do this. I got to go to this prison and do this. I got to send brothers over there. I got to make sure the transport is good. Why am I doing all of this? Because I know who I was before. I know Christ will have nothing to do with me, and I want a shot when he comes back. I want to be, you know what I want to be? An enthusiastic slave owner. I need a t-shirt, Barack. Right. I need a shirt. Itazab, hook me up. Enthusiastic slave owner. That's what I want to be. Why Kamala Harris is the only one who could benefit from it? Why she alone? I want to sell slaves like her forefather. I want to sell baby slaves out. I want to get a little box and rip them straight from the breast. Put them in the box that up, give it to Bakwash. Take this down to Brazil. Shapat is down there. Let's ask for a good slave baby. I want to know what that feels like. Because they know what it feels like. They know what it is when they see us marching in the street, no justice, no peace. They know what it is to rock back and laugh and be like, man, my forefathers broke these people. My forefathers did a good job because they will not harm me. All they do is march. All they do is, no justice, no peace. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. That's what the white man has to worry about. A placard. They must enjoy their kingdom, Mark. I want to be a slave owner so my children could enjoy the kingdom of Christ. I want my seed to enjoy the kingdom of heaven like they enjoy theirs. That's equality. That's true equality. You want equality? You're going to have to sell some slaves. How many of y'all ready for that now? Let's see where your faith is at. Sis looking at me over there like, this nigga here. I don't know why y'all drive me over here with these bunch of crazy niggas. You know, go outside and say, listen, I'm not part of this shit. Ain't no sweat slaves. I'm gonna keep the slaves for you. Don't worry about it. Y'all don't want none, I'll take them all. I got work for all of them. I got jobs for all of them. I got sports for them to play. I got games for them to play to entertain, like they make us play games. That's real justice. That's not racism. That's justice. Come on.
Shalak, I got a precept.
Go ahead. Any more questions or we good?
Book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
That's right.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
That's the oppressor. That's what the Bible says. That's what his judgment is. He put us in slavery. He got to be a slave. He put us to death. He gonna get put to death. That's what God said. Keep reading.
Come on, sir. Here is the patience.
Here's the what?
Here's the patience.
Here's the what?
Here's the patience.
We patient about this thing. We ain't hasty. We absolutely patient. You might be hasty, but we absolutely patient. We ain't worried about nothing. You know how this song goes? Nigga ain't worried about nothing. Nigga ain't worried about nothing. Nigga ain't worried about nothing. Woo! I ain't worried about nothing. Here is the patience. Go ahead.
And the faith.
And what?
And the faith.
And the what?
And the faith.
And while I'm patient, I'm working. I'm doing. Getting something. Going and taking ground. Going and teaching. Going and building. And if I can't build, guess what? That tithe is coming out. That 10% is coming straight into command and journey heart. That's my faith. The Bible says, where your heart is, there your treasure is also. If you ain't paying no tithes, I know you don't got no faith. I know you don't believe a goddamn thing you say. Nothing. Nothing out your mouth matters. Your tongue could be black. You're so full of black power. You could open your mouth and a big black thing come out. Your teeth could be black. I know you're full of shit because you ain't got no faith. You wouldn't part with 10%. And I'm supposed to side with you in the revolution. What you going to do when the Muslims come to kill us? What you going to do when the KKK come? I'm talking about things that already happened. When the skinheads marched on the camp in Philly. What are you going to do then? If 10% of your money is too much to give, you ain't spilling no blood. You ain't putting yourself in a position to spill yours. I don't stand with men, brother, who gave it all. And I'll give all too. Here's the what?
The patience and the faith of the saints.
That's the patience and the faith of the saints. That's the grace. We in the grace period now. Show your patience and show your faith. Show it. Let's go back to Ephesians. Give me verse 9.
Come. Verse 9. Not of works, lest any man should boast.
Not of works, lest any man should boast. What works? Your own works. That's what it's talking about. That's why he says, and not of yourselves. You are saved through faith and not of yourselves. Faith is what? Allegiance to a duty or to a person. We have our allegiance to our King Christ, and our duty is what he said to do. So when it says not of works, which works is talking about? The works that you want to do. That ain't going to make a difference. Lest any man should boast, because what do Christians do? Boast. I'm Bishop 5th Episcopalian, Evangelical, Thesaurus, this, that, the other, about 12 goddamn names on the church. Got 3 services, taking up collections for all. And doing nothing God say. You understand? That's what it's talking about. They boast in themselves. That's what they're doing. They boast in themselves because they're doing their work. They're not doing God's work. You do the Lord's work, you don't have to boast, Doc. Everybody will see it. It'll be clear. The grass gonna know you're working for the Lord. The animals will know you're working for the Lord. The trees will know you're working for the Lord. The heathens will know you work for them for the Lord. Use one of them crazy niggas who believe Christ is black and shit, you goddamn skippy. No, but you ain't gonna have to boast because you're working for the Lord. This ain't what you want to do. This is what he wants. That's faith. That's faith. That's the real deal. Everybody clear? No one, I hope you got it. Come on, quick question. Please, let him get the mic, please.
Come.
about sexist marriage. I know it don't have nothing to do with that, but I had
No, it has to do with everything. Sex, marriage, that should be the end of the class. That's it. First, beginning and the end. That's all we need to know. Go ahead.
No, I was having a conversation with my coworker right here, and I explained to him that sex is marriage. He don't believe that sex is marriage if you don't care for the other person.
I understand it, brother. Listen now. First of all, is that true? Is that allegation true? I treat you right and fair because listen, I understand that, and it's because we grow under the Christian church. It's very difficult to understand sex as marriage, right? Just pull the scripture for the brother real quick, all right? Sex is absolute marriage. First of all, the whole wedding ceremony is not in the Bible. There's no white dress. There's no rice in the Bible. There's no wedding ring. If any one of you all in here could pull for me for rich or for poor, sickness and in health, in what?
Death do you part.
No, I think it's something else before death do you part, right? Or it's still death do you part? Right, till death do you part. You may kiss the bride. If anyone before us believe these two should not be joined in holy matrimony, speak now or forever hold your peace. Where is that in the Bible? Just show me where that is in the Bible, and we could call it all there. None of that shit is in the Bible. All that shit is made up. Every last one of it is absolutely made up. According to God, sex is marriage. Now, if you didn't know this before, don't worry about nothing in the past. Brothers be hearing for the first time and go call every ex. You was my wife. You're my wife. Don't do that shit. She another mad woman now. He having sex with her. You don't want no part of that nasty thing now. Just let that shit go. Just let it go. That's his woman now. Damn. Sisters hear it and begin to get fully depressed. You didn't know nothing. Don't worry about it. Now you know. Now you actively having sex with somebody now. Just come and get some counsel and let's see what is going on over there if you're unsure. But sex is marriage. Sex is a very serious commitment. And because exactly of what you said is in the right spirit. You have to have some sort of feeling for this person, or else it doesn't matter. Now, that's what the world says. If you was here in class today, now you know that's opposite to what God wants. The Lord don't care about how you feel like. He cares about what? He don't care about how you feel. He cares about
what is obeying his law.
What you do. Your faith. He cares about what you do, your works. Oh, you don't like that sister no more? You had sex with her, right? Come. That's it. You seal the deal. It's for life. It's depressing. I get it. I understand that. Believe you me, I understand. I get the whole thing, which is why you have to be very careful who you have sex with. Be very, very careful. Sex is such a powerful thing. Sex is the only thing that could create a life and take life. All in the same action. The same action could create life, or you could die from sex. Right?
Okay.
It ain't a ring. A ring ain't doing that shit. It ain't a dress. Sex is absolutely serious, brother, and you should be very careful who you have sex with. Sisters should be very careful who they give their bodies to. Ideally, somebody needs to negotiate this thing for you, which is why, taking it back to the beginning, you need the fathers around, you need the men around, because fathers were once what? Young boys who grew up together, playing, knowing each other, went to school with him, blah, blah, blah. You know each other. Most times when you get children, you tell each other about the kids. And the kids get together and they play. Then the kids get older. And now you start to have a grown man talk. Hey, what do you think about so-and-so daughter, man? And she all right. She all right, man. That girl's nice for you. And you start to talk to your son about your homie's daughter or your brother's daughter. Same thing with sisters. You sisters, you marry, you have kids. Your sisters always get together for the baby shower and this, first picture with the baby born, and it's about 18 of you all in the room. You're gonna have kids. You'll start to talk to your daughters about so-and-so son, or vice versa. Now the family is involved. And now the fathers get together and they discuss, you know, when my son say he interested in your daughter, you see, and tell that nigga he ain't gonna do all my daughter and I'm gonna kill you. Yeah, listen, man, I know shit, I'll kill you. And you're blah, blah, blah. So now there's two authority figures involved. And them children understand something as they grow. Around about 15, they start liking each other. And you let them know, okay, can't touch until later on. But they caught and they're getting ready to marry until they reach about 20, 21 maybe. You get the point? And that's ideal. And now it's a decision to have sex. Now he's ready. He said, yeah, I ready to have sex with her. She's ready. I ready to have sex with her. It's a decision. It's not, you know, I was drunk, you wake up the next day. Why you choose him? It was dark in the club. Shit. It ain't that. It ain't, you know, Valentine's Day, you lonely, he pull up with roses. It ain't that. This is a very deliberate thing. And in here, it's absolutely deliberate. It's on purpose. You get in that room with that woman, it's not a one-night stand. It's not boyfriend number 2. It's not you all hiding from her husband and your wife. This is you going to take this woman now. You're taking her to be yours. It's a decision. So you must be sure, because if you know anything about men and women, sooner or later somebody decides to go off the reservation. And that puts a strain on the other person. And the other person decides, I don't give a rat's ass about you no more. F you, whatever. However, you already had sex. So now you're stuck. That's a very bad place to be. Feel like you're stuck with somebody. Now you got to have faith. Now you got to be committed to a duty. you got to show up like you're going to work. Gosh, I'm going there. Hey, what's going on? You not staying? No. And vice versa for women too. You got to be very careful about the thing. You get the point? But this kingdom makes sex into something that's like going to the playground or taking a drink. It's casual. It's, you know, it's fun. It's gay rocks. Hey, Diddy, freak off. Just laugh. That's it. Yeah, man. You can have your freak offs with your woman if she's yours. You can get all Diddy oil. You'll go upstairs and oil it up. That's your woman. But you can't, you know, freaking off the whole damn city, and now no brother could get a decent girl because you done destroyed her. You done had her. You bumped up the brother in the grocery store at the gate. Hey, what's going on, brother? Hey, I want you to meet my wife. I'll go to the bathroom. Because the last time she see him, she was on her knees. Damn. It's destructive. It's a destructive habit. You get the point? So sex is marriage. What do you have for me? Concordance?
Come
on out.
Book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 16.
Grab the mic, Shabbat, please.
Book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
If a man entice a maid and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. Does it say he shall endow her to be his wife if he feels like it? What does it say? What does it say?
Says, he shall surely.
He shall what?
He shall surely.
Maybe.
Surely.
If he feel like it.
Surely.
If he fall out of love.
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
He shall surely endow her. What does endow mean? I know your brother may not know, but endow means now you already entice her. You had sex with her. You have to now go to her father and confess to him that you stole his property. A woman is property in Israel, right? It's property. I know today's society might make a woman feel like being property or possession is degrading. Am I a shoe or whatever? Meanwhile, these same women pay $3,000 for a pair of heels. So there's some property that's good and valuable. It's good to be property, because that means somebody's going to negotiate for you and somebody's going to take care of you because they paid for you. You'll have to go. Come on, sis. No problem. You could have a father. You come into the school, you're gonna get a brand new father. His name is Commandant General Yahanna. You're gonna get a father because when you come in here, you get born again. You go through a whole process of learning the truth, learning life, becoming brand new. You're gonna get a whole new name from your father. Commandant General Yahanna gonna give you a father. And over time, we have rules. You're gonna hear at the end of the class. We have rules. When a new student comes in, they are here to shed themselves of the world. They are to be saluted only, meaning you come in the door, hey, shalom, brother, what's going on? Shalom, sis, how you doing? That's it. Leave them alone. Don't small talk, no, nothing. Give them time to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother wants to court a sister or sister wants to court a brother, they have to go to their camp leader who's in charge of that city they're in and ask permission. That camp leader is going to go to the general and inform him this brother wants to court this sister. I ask the sister says she also wants to court him. The general is going to ask a report about what? Your faith. What have they been doing? Well, the brother, I mean, he's been in the school long, so he just became an officer. He teaching, he come into camp. Does he pay tithes? Yes, sir, religiously. I had the record. What about the sister? Well, she in here, she been cooking from day one, always coming through. She in the Sabbath service. She braids the brothers' hair. The sister saw the brothers in the garment. She went and bought a sewing machine and learned to sew so she could help sew the brothers' garment. Okay, they put in some work for this nation. No problem. Approved. Then it comes right back down the chain, and the camp leader going to tell the brother and the sister on the phone at the same time, you are allowed to court and give you the rules of courtship. You want to go on a date, you have to ask permission. No touching, no sexting, don't send no nudie pictures and no nudie videos. Treat this sister with honor because she's our sister. She's Commander General Yahanna's daughter. Sister, treat this brother with honor because he's our brother. That's Commander General Yahanna's son. You're allowed to court for 6 months. After another 6 months, if you're ready to marry, your request. That's a whole year of discipline. And the same system again. If it's approved for you to marry, you're going to get a call, brother, from your captain and the general over the school about finances. Because this sister here is worth something. She cooking, she braiding, she paying her tithes, she does this, she does that, blah, blah, blah. I think she would, 10 grand. You ready to marry her? I done had the conversation with a brother before. He done left the truth now. He was a whole weak ass nigga. But he tried to marry some sister, brother. I told him the price, and I felt that shit was very reasonable. I wanted it more. But the general said, nah, give him that price. They're young. Let them grow together. I told him the price. He said, wait, I have to pay for her? I said, yes. You got to pay a dowry, brother. He said, okay, I'll call you back. Never called back. Shortly after I left the school. Let me tell you something, Doc. You have to pay for the sisters in here. Because I know, one thing I do know, niggas. And when a nigga spend his money, that thing he spend his money on is valuable. You all have cars, right? Cars. How often? Every Sunday? You wax the rims. Yeah, I mean, put the wax on the tires, take it to the car wash, right? Because you spend good money on that shit, right? If somebody come and put the sticky handprints on it, he's like, what you doing? Spend money on this shit, nigga. Well, you spend money on her now. You don't spend money on her, so it's valuable now. It's property. So you have to go to the father and tell him, Salaki, sir, I had sex with your daughter, which you robbed him because you didn't go to him before the sale or the transaction. Marriage is transactional. You didn't go to him before the marriage, before he had sex with his daughter. So now he's mad because guess what? He may have already told another brother who has a son who might have been interested in his daughter. They say, well, listen, I don't know, man. I'm going to talk to her. She ain't feeling him, but I'm going to talk to her. No, you come and steal the daughter, jam everything up. And the Lord puts it in a way where he knows Israel. He knows how we are. He knows the type of women we have. You know what I mean? You might want to talk to the father, but them things she got in the back there is talking to you. And you was like, that conversation with daddy could wait. I need to talk to these 2 football helmets right here. I need to talk to these 2 football helmets here. And after that, you talk to him and you apologize to him. And he gonna be mad. He might cuss you out. You better take it. You better don't buck up. Don't do it because you done disrespected him. And you talk to him, you know what I mean? And you try to find out how much he wants for the offense. And he's going to give you a price that's probably going to be more than if you came to him straight up. You might have come to him straight up. He might have told you $5 grand, $3 grand. You done violated, he going to tell you 9. You done married her. What you going to do? Give her back? No. You going to, no problem, sir. You're going to get this Uber app going. Yeah, I'm here for you. Yeah, Daquan. Yeah, oh, how you doing, brother? Yeah, you Ubering with all. You an enthusiastic driver, like an enthusiastic slave owner. You turn into taking the corners. You okay back there? You need any water? Because you got about to get this money for that tail you done got. And it puts things in perspective. It gives a certain structure. Sex is marriage. That's how thing's supposed to go. You understand? Go ahead, Chappelle. Yeah,
I had one more straight to the point.
Come on with it.
Khan said the book of Genesis, chapter 24, verse 67. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife.
It didn't say for better or for worse.
And she became his wife.
Into his mother's tent and took Rebekah. Yeah, that's the word.
Khan said.
Come on.
Khan said.
Read it with gusto.
Khan said. Took and brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah.
These sisters want to be taken. They want to be taken, brother. And most brothers want to take them. You got to pay first, though. You got to go to the father. Because the father done raised her to be who she is. She probably was helping him out around the house, seeing after his business. If she's in the school, by the time that time comes, brother, a good sister becomes a valuable part of the school. She either cooks for the high holidays or babysits children while the brothers go to camp or do something, finances a whole lot because she a single woman. She making a ton of money. Esau Kingdom, woman making all the money. By that time, she done become so valuable. Now you taking her. Now you had to put back her value. You get the point? It's a product you're getting. Just like the sister, she getting a product. She getting a brother who is a stand-up, ride or die, will kill for her and die for her at the drop of a dime. And her return to him is her submission to him. You get the point? So it's a whole transaction. I understand. Sometimes you go have sex, you didn't know about her, or you didn't take the time to know about her. Either way, right now, you can't stand the brother. And vice versa. The brother probably can't stand the brother. The problem is you already did the do. You already did the diddy. And you're going to have to just, whatever. You got to ride it out, get some counsel, go to therapy, go to marriage counsel. Get the shit straightened out. It's not a problem. But you can't divorce. You get the point? You can't put her away. Sister, you can't put him away. You just get counsel. You wait it out. Give some time. Time heals all wounds. Maybe time will help. Maybe time will help. I don't know. Or maybe you just might have to have faith and go do a duty. Show up for the job. You pull up by the house. Fuck. Shit. Hey, how you doing? Hey, baby. No. Shalom, princess. And you go in there and you act whatever. Same thing with your sister. You might just have to do it for the sake of the contract you already made. You get the point? For the sake of the contract, you can't be selfish. You got to show up for duty. Now, is it better to show up when you want to? You get the point? You texting at every red light. Yeah, I'm coming for that thing. Oh, shit. Yeah, I didn't hit send. And you started with the voice note. Coming for that thing. And she texts back. Yeah, well, come on then. And you showing up with enthusiasm because you're all feeling for each other. That's way better. But does that always happen? No, it don't. It don't change the fact that you had sex with her. Or you had sex with him. It don't change that fact. That's the fact. In here, you have sex with her. Nobody in here wants her after that. You done soiled the land. You done polluted the land. As far as the other brothers are concerned. Not saying she's filthy. But as far as the other men are concerned, nobody, that's it. It's done. If you're on the Facebook, as soon as she announced, I'm married to officer so-and-so, her like ratio goes down. When she's single, she posts any picture. She posts a picture of her cleaning, dog shit. 100 like. As soon as she put court in, the lights take a little stagger. It's a bad day in the stock market. Oh, as soon as she posts, I'm married to officer so-and-so, the Dow Jones took a dive. She can't get A-like because that's just the nature of men. She's available, sniffing out the trail. Sniffing out the trail. As soon as you run up on the trail and you see the next big dog there, you're like, oops. All right, I missed that one. You get the point? And it doesn't matter. If you're all angry, you're separate from each other for a time, whatever it is, a brother in here is not going to look her way because that's your woman regardless. Now, if that was happening in the black community, you know how much families would be together? You know how much people break up right after a baby is born? It's already stressful for her. She done put on the weight. She had the baby, in the belly, back pain, ankle pain. You sexually frustrated because the Christian church tell you could only have one wife. She ain't in the mood that much. Then she get the baby. You had to wait 45 days if it's a boy, 90 days if it's a girl. And the stress is just too much. And but before the baby's a year old, you and her break up. It would have been easier if you had about 2 or 3 more wives. A man, the sexual tension is not like a woman. He needs the release. He have a couple more wives. He could go over there. He comes in the house happy. Hey, baby, what's going on? Everybody happy. Now, because of it, you all split up. Now, you all split up. She go on the internet. Men ain't shit. They ain't no good men. That's the cat call. And some simp-ass Christian nigga comes up and there. I'm a man. I'm a real man. When it should be, nah, sis, give it some time. You're a beautiful couple, man. All the encouragement coming in, this, that. Go ahead and listen to that man. Obey that man. That's your husband. Hey, brother, I know she pissed you off. Blah, blah. You gotta forgive her, man. You gotta forgive her. It might take some time. So what? It's supposed to be forever, right? So what's, a few days, a few weeks, a few months, maybe a year? Who the fuck knows? Excuse my language. Who the hell knows? But it would be so much better if nobody looks at her like she's available after you done went into her. That would give you some more encouragement to go reconcile. But most brothers don't want to reconcile because they know as soon as they walk out the door, you've pulling him out the closet. That's what, and that what Beyonce say? I could get another you in a minute. In fact, he'll be here in a minute. Why coming back home for? Why? Why am I even trying with you? And so in here, marriage is a serious, serious thing. Sex is a serious thing. Once the do is done, you stuck with each other. In some cases, it could be unfortunate. It don't have to be. But you could do your duty, though. The Lord would look at that shit. Go ahead. You understand now, brother? No sweat. Do you accept it, though? I don't know. That frown come all the way down here now. That frown started up here. I can't even see your eyes now. That frown is all the way here. I'm just teasing that. It takes a little while because we're not used to it. But over time, you'll get to understand the value in it and why. And it's biblical. All right, go ahead.
So there's 2 questions. One from Kim. It says, what is the marriage contract? And then Kwama Ida says, sir, can you court or marry outside the school?
Okay. Who asked about the marriage contract?
A Kim.
A Kimma?
No. Kim.
Kim?
Kind of one kind.
Okay, Kim, there's no marriage contract. All right. In fact, I'm lying. The marriage contract is that bed sheet that should have blood on it. That's a signed marriage contract. It should have blood on it because you're the first man she has ever had. In the Bible, biblical times, that woman, she would have never had a man. So you go in onto her, she's going to bleed. You're supposed to come out with the bloody bed sheets and show her father and the priest. This is proof. I had her, and I'm the first and only man she's ever had. And they would be rejoicing. They would be rejoicing because this was pure. And it says this is the tokens of her virginity, meaning this is the proof this happened. And you would keep that thing there as proof. Nobody could come and say, yeah, man, I had her so-and-so. Hell no, you didn't. I got the bloody sheets. If you had her, where is it? And that's for the father. The father keeps it so you can't come back and say anything. In the Apocrypha, Tobias, when he took that sister who was vexed with the demons, the father wrote on the paper a paper for him to say that he's given his daughter to him, right? If you want to use that biblically. But a marriage contract does not come from the courthouse. You could have something with the father. You could have something in writing with the father. He paid the 10,000, or he paid 5 with promise to pay 5 in 6 months because of his good nature and his good reputation. He comes from a good house. I'm giving him my daughter anyway, and he's trusted. I have faith that he'll pay the other half in 6 months. If your reputation ain't so high, he might take half your money and keep her and say, well, you could come visit. You could come have dinner in the house every Sunday, but you ain't touching her until I get all that money from you, because you shady. I ain't too sure about you. I ain't sure about this nigga here, but dad, nothing. And you better work to increase that reputation in 6 months, because you might come with the other half and he might give you back the 5 and say, look, go buy a cow, brother. I'm keeping her. Who the hell knows? That could also be a contract, but you don't get no contract from no courthouse. You understand? We free men up here. I don't ask the white man to marry nobody. White man don't control what goes on in my house, in my bed, in my mind, in my heart, in my spirit. He don't control none of that shit. You get the point? White man control Diddy, and you see what he does. All right. So as far as that contract, that's what it goes. What's the other question?
From Kwamaida says, sir, can you court or marry outside the school? I
mean, you could do anything you want to do. You could court and marry outside the school if that's what you want to do. I would not advise it, because you might end up with Diddy in your bed. You might end up getting beat in front of an elevator in a towel. A nigga in a damn towel. Why shouldn't they just pull the towel down and shame him? She pulled the towel, and the beating would have stopped. You get what I'm saying? The beating would have stopped. But boy, Diddy doesn't have it so bad, brother. All she could do is curl up on the ground because he's been beating her so bad. She's a full victim at this point. You marry outside the school, you're gambling. You're gambling. You're gambling with ending up like her or ending up with a man like him. I would tell you, gamble in here, because whatever goes wrong, you can always go to authority that both of you respect and yield to, which is your camp leader or the general. You could always do that. But you marry outside, I mean, I don't know what the hell is going to happen to you. It's that's on you. And then when the problems come, guess where you're going to go? You're going to come here to solve your problems. The issue is that person doesn't believe what we believe. You went and married that person. There's only so much you could do for it. There's only so much. And you chose that person over the outstanding brothers and sisters who are in here, who are struggling to change their life, who going through the same thing you're going through. Most people who try to marry outside the school, it's a character flaw. They lack patience and they lack discipline to do what they're told to do, to change their life to become attractive. That's what happens. They're in here for a while usually, or they're in here as far as they're concerned being too long. They think it's long. They think it's too long. They've been here too long, and they should already be married. They should already have a wife or a husband, and they can't wait. And they went for counsel and they were told, well, listen, you need to do this. You need to do that. I need to see more from you. I could recommend somebody. You can do this, do that. You ain't paying no tithes. You should do this or you should do that. And they don't do it because they think that they should. And they think they could just go off and get somebody else. And, whatever. Me, I trust in my stock. I have absolute faith. I trust in my stock. I will be a manager in Yahanna, go on the streets and teach people to change their life. Why would I me as a man, teach a woman how to change her life? She comes in school, change her life, and then go after somebody in the world. Why did she change her life? For what? Why would you come in here and cook and braid hair and show up every time and pay your tithes and watch brothers come in the school and change their life and struggle to get off weed and struggle to leave the damn whole house and fight the child support court and change their life and don't kill no more and all kind and don't beat people up no more. And they be in here and then you go marry the same person who they was. Like that's a slap in the face. Whatever. Do it if you want to. Yeah, there's no law against it. You can still come to Passover. But when the issues happen, just know that's what you chose. You chose that. Every marriage has problems. Every marriage has issues. In-house, you could get fixed. There's in-house mechanics. Outside there, I don't know what the hell going on. I don't know. Just make sure he ain't got baby oil on the damn nightstand. That's it. That's all. With that, pass the class over to the priest and officer Shabbat.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the Commander Junior Yahanna. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, their off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny or any of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation, memorial blowing of trumpets, first day of the 7th month, Wednesday, the 2nd of October, 2024. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. Also, the upcoming cookouts, I.S.U.P.K cookouts. We got the West Coast cookout in Southern California, September the 26th through the 29th. So then we got the down south Austin cookout, October the 31st through November 3rd. Also, we got the Lord's annual 56 Passover, 56 annual Passover in Atlanta, Georgia, on Saturday, April the 12th. You know what I'm saying? Remind everybody to get your arrangements together, book your hotels, get your travel arrangements together. You know what I'm saying? Make them glorious gowns, you know what I'm saying, and them glorious garments. You know, we're going to have a ball. Anything you want to answer?
No, I'm talking. We can talk about California this weekend.
Call concert. Call concert.
And Austin.
Call concert.
No sign person.
Call. Remind Ahmed Akwalton to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black hairband or scarf. And with that, I say Imayim, which means to stand. Sister, you may remain seated. We'll give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Imayim, Barak, Yahanna, Shimi, Al-Shabbat.
Next time. Yahanna, Shimi, Al-Shabbat.
Yamata, Saw, which means to turn. Sister, you may stand. I invite you. Go give a courtesy salute to the sister, men of Israel.
Hold on a second. Sister, I face you, brothers. All right. And you stand right hand over your left like this. Right hand over your left. And heels together, toes apart. All right, that's how you would stand in the school when you're doing the salute. Go ahead.
Okay. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Imayim, Barak, Yahweh Shema, Thamba, Shim, Yahweh. And sister, you would repeat Yahweh, Shema, Il, Athan, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And when we say it was, may the Lord protect you in the name of Christ.
And watch over you.
Protect and watch over you in the name of Christ.
And you just said it back to us in Hebrew. All right? That's what you just said. That's what he said.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yad Yamata, class dismissed.